Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Videotron Ball Hockey Update. This is Henry Federici, and my color man this evening will be Cal Gould. This is for the Tier 2 Championship in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association, and seeing action tonight will be the Bulldogs against the Shooters. Your comments on the match?
Well, it's been a fantastic regular season, and at the end of the regular season, at the beginning of the playoffs, you couldn't ask for probably a more dream matchup, I guess, between two teams. Because first off, the Bulldogs finished first in the regular season, and the Shooters finished second. And then, respectively, in the round robin that was just completed this past couple of days, the Bulldogs finished with 4 wins, and the Shooters with 3 wins. So these are the top 2 teams in this Tier 2 championship final. And both teams, well, can't say that they have a lot of playoff experience, but the Shooters, this is the second year in a row that they're in the finals. They played last year against the Warriors in that exciting Tier 2 championship final that they lost 9-7 to the Warriors. And the Bulldogs, on the other hand, are a relatively newer team, having been in the league 2 years now, moving up from 4th division from last year. But they have a lot of players on this team that do have a lot of playoff experience, and a couple of newer ones, but majority of the players that are going to be able to have a chance to prove themselves. It's going to be a real tough battle, and I think it's probably going to be a lot of scoring, because this is the 2 highest scoring teams that were in the second division.
Cal, in the last 2 matches, the combination of Harrison, Romano, and Signor have had a very easy time on Steve Pozovic. What do you think the Shooters will have to do tonight in order to prevent that from happening again?
The defense has to control and regroup a lot easier inside their own zone when it's dumped in, because what they're trying to do a lot of the times is just dump it in. The Bulldogs will do that for the first few times, and then after that they'll change their strategy and they'll start to make a few plays. So it's up to the Shooter defense to watch the play and control it, and rather than doing like what they did in a few games where they were faulty and they were just running after the players and not keeping an eye on the play.
Very well. We'll be back with the first period after these short messages. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the opening ceremonies for this game. We're going to go right down to the floor with Sandra Jaworski for the player introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tier 2 Championship Final here at Coronation Arena. Just introducing the players. First of all, from the Bulldogs, number 0, Manuel Pereira. Number 2, Dan McIntyre. Number 4, Pasquale Marrello. Number 7, Rocky Signor. Number 10, Gary Allen. Number 11, Vince Romano. Number 14, John Baldassare. Number 15, Geoff Boychuk. Number 16, Con Kelly. Number 17, Brad Warora. Number 19, Kevin Stursler. Number 21, Frank Bruno. Number 23, Tom Harrison. Number 27, Steve Wilson. Number 44, Rob Robinson. Number 65, Roy Nascimento. Number 77, Mario Marzia. Number 89, Curtis Adair. The coach, Pasquale. Introducing the Silver Bullet Shooters. Number 1, Gord Bolstad. Number 4, Dean Number 5, Ken Smith. Number 4, Dean Goddard. Number 9, Brian Thomas. Number 10, Pete Mueller. Number 11, Ken Harlick. Number 14, James Dahl. Number 17, Scott Cooper. Number 18, Tom Watts. Number 22, Don Syke. Number 27, Jeff Romaine. Number 29, Steve Kosovic. Number 33, Greg Linden. Number 44, Colin Meiser. Number 55, Steve Delly. Number 77, Gary Miklos. Number 88, Rob Appleman. The coach, Ken Smith. Our referees tonight are Paul Zygmunt and Dwight Hunter.
Okay, we're about ready to start the first period of action. The big line of Romaine, Ballstead, and Dahl out there for the shooters, along with Linden and Goddard on the points. And we'll get that Bulldog lineup for you in a moment. It goes back into the corner. That was Boychuk with it, sends it up the boards. Goddard taps it back across. It'll be picked up by Allen on the right side, and he dumps it into shooter territory. There's Linden around the net for Goddard on the other side. Kept in there, comes in front for Pasquale. He's shot right on. Pasquale, rebound. Pasquale gonna get knocked up into the rafters, and we got a high sticking penalty being called.
What an exciting start. Only 30 seconds gone by in this game, and they're both pumped. Both these teams are just excited as we take a look at Steve Boswick, the goalie for the shooters, who will be playing in net for this game, and in net for the Bulldogs will be Steve Wilson. And that was an interesting, well, you had to call that one. It was an obvious high stick there by the number 44, Colin Meiser of the shooters is Dwight Hunter, the referee, and the other referee is Paul Janak. Had to call that one, and it's going to be a power play for the Bulldogs.
Signor, Boychuk, Harrison, Robinson out there now and Sturzer out there for the power play for the Bulldogs. We'll get the situation cleared up shortly for the shooters right now. It goes up in front for Boychuk, across the line over for Signor, and a crafty veteran back to Robinson. To the right side for Sturzer, the shot that went wide. It'll be dumped in again by Robinson over there to Boychuk. He loses to be picked up by Appleman, and he shoots it over the boards.
Oh, doing good work there so far. Rocky Senor already in the playoffs. 5 games and a big 6 goals, 5 assists, and 11 points as we take a look at a full bench here on the Bulldogs, because they're all out and they know this is a championship game and they really feel it. And, well, you got to give it for the shooters too. They're both playing hard.
The shot that just went wide. Linden, Goddard, Bolstad, and Appleman out there to kill the penalty for the shooters. And Appleman dumps it into the territory of the Bulldogs. Shot around the other side to Robinson. Robinson on the left-hand side coming up across the blue line. Puts it across on the other side for Sturzer. Sturzer, the shot along the boards. Being chased there by Signor. Goes back to Appleman at his own line. Up around center. He'll be chased back by Harrison deep in Bulldog territory. It's loose at center. Boychuk sends it over for Robinson. He dumps into Signor, cutting in on Pomska on the left-hand side. Stop there, and Linden will clear it down the ice.
That was good work there by the defense and the shooters. They just stood him up at the line and not giving Rocky Senor any time to get around the play.
It's now at the line in on the right-hand side. That's Sturzer with it. He's looking for the open man. Sturzer puts it out in front for Robinson, over for Signor. He couldn't get it. It rolled into the corner. Signor, he puts it back to Robinson. Over for Harrison. Harrison winds up the shot. Right on. Posvic with the glove save on the top corner there.
Oh, he nicely set up for that save, because that was a long, long shot from outside the blue line. And Pasovic pretty well knew, I think, that one was a clear shot through the net. It was good work by shooter's defense. If we take a look here on the replay, a shot by Harrison, and there was nobody. Well, actually, it was a partial screen there by Boychuk as Linden tried to move out from in front of the net, but a good glove save by Pasovic.
Face off to the left of Pasovic. Sturzer, he gets it back. It was hit by Thomas, and he's going to slap it down into Bulldog territory. Chased by Jeff Romain. Wilson puts it dangerously on the other side to Robinson. On the right-hand side, there's Harrison. Back over for Robinson at center. In across the line, that's Signor. Back to Robinson. Robinson right out in front. Oh, knocked away neatly there by Miklos. It comes on the other side for Signor. Back for Harrison, picked up by Mueller. Mueller, he lost it on the pass, is picked up on the right side by Sturzer. Now Sturzer, he couldn't get past Miklos. Miklos, a long-time veteran, over to Romain, shoots it into Bulldog territory. Killing valuable seconds on this power play. Up at center, I believe that the icing has been waved off. It's being chased by Watts. Right behind Pasovic. Killing valuable time on this power play, which, except for that one opportunity, has been a little bit ineffective for the Bulldogs. Not what Coach George Botello had been wanting. Right now at center, that's Mueller. He puts on the other side for that was Thomas. Thomas on the right side, being chased behind the net, goes out in front, right through the crease. No, the net was knocked off the post, went right through the crease.
It looked like it came off of a foot there, right on front, and it managed to squeak underneath the pads of Steve Wilson there. That was sprayed out because I think he thought that Thomas coming around, as we take a look at him on the screen now, coming around the net, was going to try to stuff it more or less in his pads. And as we take a look, he had good control here behind the net. Now watch Wilson try to hug the post, but it kicked off of a leg and right underneath his pads as he was down on his back.
That was Bruno who let him Thomas go like that. It comes up, it Sturzer up at center, in across for Warwick, in across the line and called on the offside. That was Ritza who was across.
As I mentioned earlier, a lot of experience here, players playing in the playoffs. Warwick right now, number 17 on the defense there. He played in a championship, Tier 2 championship just 2 years ago, as a matter of fact, in '87. They
got one advantage, and Warwick can play both positions. Now Sturzer with it. Sturzer, he's fighting for Laritza. The shot! That was stopped in front. That was knocked down. Picked up by Appelman. It's on the other side to Bruno. He sends it across the boards behind for Pasovic. It's behind the net there. It's Risa fighting for it, picked up by Miklos. Miklos with it, sends it across the boards, kept in by Sturzer. Sturzer along left-hand side, he's been dominating so far tonight. Warwick with it. Along the board, sends it back. That's over for... They score!
Good play by Marrello.
Marcello with the shot that beat Pasovic as the Bulldogs take a 1-0 lead with almost 5 minutes gone in the first period.
Fantastic play. Look at the replay here. It's all good hard work. He controlled the play by himself, more or less at the point, shaking off 1 or 2 checks. Good wrist shot. Nothing you could see on that one.
Exactly. The nice old textbook wrist shot rather than the slap shot.
Bobby okay,
Signor Romano and Harrison out there now for the Bulldogs. Linden and Goddard, the combination for the shooters on defense. As the Bulldogs are up 1-0. We'll see how important that 1-goal lead is as we go later on in the game. Romain missed the pass. It will go into the territory of the Bulldogs, picked up by Adair. On the other side, that was intended for Bruno. It was shot by Romain, and Wilson covers up.
That was a fantastic play. They're just trying to get, I think now what the shooters realize is that they can't check them so well inside their zone. If they're going to get the ball, you can't mess with it. You have to get it inside the zone or get it up to the red line, dump it in, and hope for the first opportunity to get a loose ball and get a shot on net, because Bulldogs did a good job so far.
Face off to the left of Wilson. It was won by Romain. Adair shoots it along the boards. That was picked up by Cross. It goes over. It'll be shot across the line, and Goddard will pick it up. Goddard, he sends it back into Bulldog territory. A slip there by Adair. Romain picks it up, coming in. Oh, Wilson, he falls. And Wilson corrals that into the corner behind the net. Adair, he can't get it right in front. That's Ballstead in front. And a big save there by Wilson as Adair slipped. The ball went out in front of Ballstead, trying to jam it past Wilson.
Now you got to give Romain credit on that one. He managed to recover from that spill that he took right at the blue line. Well, got a partial shot on net, but he recovered again from the fall, and he got it out front to Bolstad, who was all alone, but Bolstad having a tough time on that one. As you'll take a look here on the replay, gets one partial shot away, and he recovers one more time. Bolstad, you'll watch him carefully on this replay. He's all alone, but can't get the stick for that shot away.
Sloppy by Adair and very alert play by the goaltender, Steve Wilson.
Can't let him stay there for long. Defense have to move him. They can't allow a player like Bolstad to be left on the doorstep. He's very strong, small player, but very strong, and can usually power his way around that net as good as anybody. And it looks like a power play now for the shooters, as there was a penalty on that play.
Romano and Signor, along with Adair, will kill off the penalty for the Bulldogs. We'll catch the other man. That's Boychuk. Here's the shot by Linden that went off a leg and went outside the playing surface.
Calling it off of White, so it's going to be outside.
Dwight Hunter has overruled it, I believe.
I think yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Outside.
But it was more or less off of a couple of legs there, but it had to go by the last leg it went off of. So
the big line of Meeser, Appelman, and Preach, along with Linden and Goddard out there for the power play for the shooters. Adair just flicks it down to Steve Posvic in shooter territory. Linden back for it. Coming up at his own line, working up to center, shoots it into Bulldog territory. That's Adair slashing at the ball and still in the corner, being fought there by Meeser. Adair along the boards, he shoots it around for Signor. Signor will just dump it across the line, fails to get it out. It's kept in by Preece. Score!
Don't ask me, that ball had eyes on it. That ball definitely had eyes on it, because for it to score from that particular position, that's just, I don't know what Wilson must have been doing. He must have thought that maybe it was going to be blocked or something, because he really didn't move much on it. Watch here in the replay. It's kept in there nicely. He didn't see it. You can see by the replay that he was looking behind him after the ball squeaked past, and I don't think he saw it.
Sloppy play, clearing pass by Rocky Signor, and Preece moved in there. We thought he was going to pass, but he wound up, and he just ripped it by Wilson. 1-all tie. 14-17 left in the first period. It goes along the right-hand side. It goes out in front and is picked up by number 16, Kelly. Are on the right-hand side, cutting it on Posvic, looking for the open man, looking for Allen. He wasn't there. It's now worked into the corner, out in front. They score! Robinson, as he came in and picked up that pass from Allen.
That was a real classic play. I don't know. It's like something you probably see in the NHL or what have you in the pros, because that was like, Rob Robinson is such an important player on this team. If we take a look here on the replay, right in front, shot right out in front. Now, everybody left their check, but Robinson coming right in, pops that one right in the net. Now, Robinson is the defenseman on that play, and he ran all the way from his point, knowing that he could take the chance and go into the net. And he was right there on the doorstep and popped that one in the net, and possibly didn't stand a chance on that.
Well, Bottella's got his boys moving here. They didn't take long to react to that one goal by the shooters. It's now on the right-hand side. That's Baldassare. On the other side, it's Allen. He chips it back. He's kept out by Watts, but kept in by Baldassare. Baldassare on the right-hand side, left-hand side, pardon me, to the right of Posvic, fighting for it. He's down, picked up by Allen. It'll be picked up by Romaine. He's out there with Ballstead coming up at center. He knocks it in, but Nascimento will touch it. There's a penalty coming up to the Bulldogs.
And I don't know, that was kind of a questionable play. The defense really, you know, Romaine has got a lot of speed when he gets in around a player, but in the position he was in the speed that he was going, there was no way he could have got to the ball first. I think the defense could have let him go, but he took a relatively bad penalty after scoring that big goal. It's Rob Robinson going into that penalty box.
We're going to set up the power play situation for you. As we said, it's going to be probably the same line. We're looking, yes, Meeser, Appelman, Preece, along with the long-time combination of Goddard and Linden. Boychuk, Sturzer, Adair, and Larissa out there for the Bulldogs to kill this penalty. A tremendous throng in attendance this week.
Fantastic.
In Coronation Arena for this championship. It's dumped out that center, chased by Larissa. It's sent across for Goddard along the right-hand side, being watched by Sturzer in across the line. Coming on Adair over to the other side for Appelman. Appelman to the right of Wilson, sends it behind the net for Meeser. Meeser looking for the open man in front, centers it, picked up by Larissa, and he shoots it down into shooter territory. Oh, the Bulldog fans are out here in large numbers tonight. You can hear it, but they're on the other side of the arena. There's Appleman on the left-hand side, cutting in into Bulldog territory. He loses it. Adair rings it around the boards, and it is being chased there. It's on the outside. No penalty on that. That's Priest chasing it. He's now behind Steve Pozovic on the left-hand side, coming out, approaching his own blue line, sending it across to, I believe that is Meeser. It's Goddard, I'm sorry. Goddard around the net. He loses it. Penalty coming up, I believe, to Adair.
That was an unfortunate call, but he hit him so hard that it did knock the stick out of his hands, and it warrants a slashing penalty. The call there is going to give them a two-man power play, 12:26 remaining in this first period still. I'll tell you, they haven't set up a good shot yet. They haven't used the points quite as well as they should be doing, and while the main reason was that Goddard, when with the ball in control, rushed inside the zone, and all he had to do was set up a player, but unfortunately nobody was going with him, so it's going to be interesting here.
Adair will go off for slashing. We will assemble the combinations for the Bulldogs. A timeout has been called by the Bulldogs by George Botello.
This is going to be interesting. They have to regroup themselves because a couple unfortunate penalties, but that second one, as you know, it was quite a hard slash, so he knocked his stick right out of his hands. This is going to be interesting because also, if you take a look at the highest scores on the team for the shooters, you have Pete Mueller, who's already got 10 points in the playoffs. You already got Jeff Romaine, who's got 6, and all the other top scorers are very high. If we take a look, final Tier 2 round robin standings that just completed in the last couple of days. We had the Bulldogs with a 4-0 record, shooters with 3-1-0, and then an amazing, this is very rare to happen, but 3 teams with a 1 win each. And the Hurricanes, having 1 win, make it to the provincials, whereas the Dynamo and Royals all finished with the same amount of record, but I guess they made it by 1 goal. So the 3 teams represented for CCBHA in Tier 2 are going to be the Bulldogs, the Shooters, and the Hurricanes. So there's going to be a lot of teams down there playing in the provincials when that time comes around in a week or so. But in the meantime, it's 2-man power play here for the Shooters.
Larissa along with Sturzer, and Boychuk will be there to kill the penalty for the Bulldogs. Same forward combination. It goes across for Appleman, knocked away, picked up by Sturzer, and Sturzer will shoot it off the boards and into shooter territory. Picked up by Miklos. He's out there on the point. He sends it across for Appleman. Appleman puts it across on the other side for Watts. The shot that went off a stick into the corner, picked up by Preesh. Preesh sends it back to Watts. On the other side for Miklos, the shot that was blocked by Boychuk. Neat play there, and it goes past the man. It'll go into shooter territory. Okay,
almost over.
Robinson is about to leave the box. That's Meeser on the other side. Inside is shot out by Boychuk. Into shooter territory. Pozovic picks it up, sends it up for Miklos. Miklos at his own line, up the boards for Appleman. Watch there by Boychuk, goes across for Watts. Watts the long shot, nabbed down by Wilson.
And the penalty just ended for Robinson, so now they're back to the 1-man power play, and they managed to only get well, actually, I think that was only the first shot on net because the other one was blocked nicely there. Miklos took a shot and was blocked beautifully there by Boychuk. That was their one and only really true close scoring opportunity that they would have had on, second scoring opportunity they would have had on Steve Wilson, as he had an incredible 4 games with a 1.71 average in the playoffs. Now that's really that's something to marvel at.
Bruno Marcello, and we'll get the Romano are out now for the Bulldogs. It's sent back by Linden. The shot right on. Wilson made it, and it's right in front. That was Thomas, but Wilson covered up with the pads.
Wilson showing his form, and that was a fantastic. It was a long shot by Linden, but it had a little bit of action on it. You could see it actually sort of dip and dive a bit. And laying his pads out there was Wilson, and he knew how to control the rebound. He did not give it a lot of, rebound, and as we take a look here, it stayed right on his feet.
Thomas right on top. Face off, and it's being shot into shooter territory. That's Pozovic to clear it around the net. Chased there by Linden. Warwick watching him closely. They'll go on the other side for Goddard. On the right side with Mueller. He's out there with Ballstead and Thomas. It's shot into Bulldog territory. Robinson with it behind the net. He shoots it right out. Then it goes past the line. And it's picked up by Goddard. Goddard across to Ballstead. Ballstead across the line for Thomas. Thomas in around the right-hand side of Wilson. He's working with it now. It's going to be picked up by Robinson. He's played big game tonight. It goes across for number 11, Romano, cutting in on Posvic. Checked off the ball neatly there by Linden. Changes on the fly for the shooters. Romano all by himself, killing valuable time. The power play has expired. Mueller picks it up, knocked back in for Harrison. Harrison fakes the shot. The shot right on. Posvic made the save in the chest. Goes out in front, rebound. Oh, and Romano back out in front. Knocked down by Linden. Is going to go out for on the other side for, I believe that's Appleman. Appleman to the right of Wilson, cutting in. Oh, Mueller failed to get the stick on that. It's now on the other side. That was Marcello shooting it out. That's Appleman with it now, the long shot. Deflector save there by Wilson, as he had to be alert on that. It's shot out by Robinson. It hits a rafter, and we'll have a face-off coming up to the right of Steve Wilson.
Excellent penalty killing there by the Bulldogs as they managed to shake off that two-man power play. And matter of fact, they even got a good clean shot on Posvic as we take a look at what's going to be coming up at halftime here in 9 minutes. The men's complete playoff results of stats, provincial preview, which will be held down in Lethbridge this year, and a schedule for the rest of the year, as we're going to have many more games coming to you here on Videotron Sports.
Miklos, Watts, Appleman, Priest, Meeser out there for the shooters. 9:40 to go in the first period in this championship Tier 2 final. It's along the boards being worked out. It's being picked up there by Romano. Up at center for across the line for Signor. He's chasing it, being watched there by Watts. Watts will pick it up. Tries to get past Harrison. Harrison picks him off. Signor out in front. Couldn't pick it up. It's sent back out. On the right-hand side, there's Meeser. In across the line, sends it deep into Bulldog territory. That's Wilson over for Adair around the boards. And that hit the wall and be called. And a face-off into Bulldog territory.
Well, the tempo of the game has slowed down a relative amount. I mean, it is still only a one-goal game. Each one is going to start to be a little bit more cautious of their play, particularly now that I think that both teams know that they can't get away with too many things. In other words, a penalty will be called as we take a look at Meeser here with 5 goals, 3 assists in this playoffs. It's important for him to get the goals because he's one of the best shooters on their team.
All right, face off to the left of Wilson. Bolstead along with Romaine. And we'll pick up the other man soon. Dahl, I believe that is. Dahl, anyways, the center on the other side for Miklos. Miklos behind Posvic. Looking for the open man. He sends it across on the other side for Dahl. He loses. Adair will send it across for Romano. Romano's had a lot of time tonight. Surprised we haven't seen the Iron Man Kelly out there. Anyways, the shot right went wide. It'll be picked up by Harrison. He lost it. Miklos over for Romaine on the left-hand side. Here's Romaine at center. He dumps it into Bulldog territory. Adair will chase it. Sends it around the boards. It's picked up by Romaine. It's to the far left of Wilson. Romano will chase Romaine. It goes back to Watts. Watts with the shot. That went low and wide. As Dahl, he sat on Wilson. But we've got a face-off coming up to the left of Steve Wilson.
Both pretty big players there, Romaine and Dahl, both lining on top, and Romaine's a pretty big player himself. Just finished doing what it seemed like to be about like 3 laps. He ran in on left-hand boards and ran all the way around, managed to track down the ball on the right-hand side. It's a good lot of running after coming out of your own zone as we take another look at Steve Wilson.
Well, that's the big checking line of the shooters. They got a major role playing tonight. I wonder if Botello is holding that Kelly line off just trying to get things ironed out and then send them out.
That might be a strategy of his. It's hard to say.
He's a very technical coach, that Botello. Mueller in front, they score! Daly on the pass from Mueller. Tie game of 2.
That could have been. I think that could have been Pete Mueller's goal, but he had an incredible reach. Like, he seemed to be completely off to the side, and his stick was out front, and either it went off of Daly's stick, as we take a look at the replay off the face-off here, went onto his stick. Yes, it was definitely. Oh, it was off of Daly's stick. Yeah, that's right. It was good play by Mueller, though. That's where he counts. He has to do that work off the face-off and use that reach of his. He's a very tall player. Good work by Daly, though. Now it's 2-2.
Goes back. It'll be picked up by number 4, Goddard. Kelly, he's out there right now with his combination of Baldessari and Allen. Here's Mueller across the line, tries to get past Robinson. Robinson falls. He'll pick it up again along the boards for Baldessari. Sent back for Goddard. The momentum has shifted momentarily to the shooters. In across the line, that's number 9, Thomas. He works it back. Linden shoots it off a stick. It hits the rafters.
You're right, the play has certainly shifted towards the shooter side here, as they've had a lot of control recently. But again, that could be maybe the strategy of George Bottella was to throw the combinations around a bit, try to give the top line a little bit more of a rest and turn the pressure on as they do in a lot of games. Some of the games they won in this round robin was the fact that they turned it on late in the game.
Okay,
well,
that's
so
that's an important note. We'll watch for that a little bit later on. Thanks very much, Cal Gould. 7:44 left to go in the first period. Face-off just outside the line to the far right of Wilson. It goes back. It's picked up by Nascimento. He shoots it, but stopped by Linden and across the right-hand side. That's Appleman cutting it on Wilson in front. Right on! Wilson made the save as Meeser was right in front of him.
Well, he had a good quick shot there. It was right on his stick, and it was a little low and right down into the pads of Wilson. But boy, those are scary ones, especially in a championship game like this. You don't want to get too many of those.
Well, Cal, I'm kind of surprised that the shooters are having a little bit of their way right now with Steve Wilson and the defense of the Bulldogs. And I was talking with Bottella a little while ago, and he was saying ever since you made the comment that their defense is weak, they have only been averaging about 2 goals against so far. The action continues. It's Appleman. He shoots it around the other side for Goddard, deep in shooter territory along the right-hand side. It's picked up by Preach, and it's intercepted by Robinson. In across the line along with Allen. The shot right on. Pause to make the save. Rebound comes out, and Robinson can get it. It's out in front. Linden will fail to clear it. Here's Allen. Penalty coming up. Slashing on Linden.
Seems like they're going to give it a little extra more pushing, but shouldn't provoke it too much. You could always draw yourself into another penalty yourself if you try to get in there too much for that. Greg Linden, a relatively large player, is Paul Janak. Well, that penalty inside the zone with 6:55 remaining. Now the Bulldogs have the upper hand, definitely, and this is where it could, a lot of momentum. You don't want to say there's going to be a turning point in the game too early, but when there is a turning point in a game, I think it is a little bit obvious, and that's what we have to watch for. Bad penalties.
We'll set up the combination here. Sturzer, Warwick. As you see, the Bulldogs are 6-0 in the 89 playoffs, along with Signor, Robinson, and Harrison. Goes back to Warwick. Warwick back for Harrison. He's got the big shot. Watch for him on the point. Warwick wrists it in. It goes past the capacity the other side for Signor. Signor will try to set things up across for Sturzer. He couldn't make contact, and it was blocked neatly and covered up by Miklos.
As you see here, they've put the combination of they used to have Rosia playing on this line once in a while with Sturzer and with Signor. Signor simply tries to set up Sturzer each time.
Back for Harrison. Harrison just outside the line to wind up the shot. That goes way high over the net. Signor to the right of Pazovic. Trying to set it up, goes back for Robinson. He managed to draw the shooters to it. Robinson back in for Signor. He's obviously looking for Harrison. Back over for Robinson. The winds up the shot. That went wide. Rebound. Picked up by Miklos. Shoots it around the boards. And it is cleared by Romain. Deep into Bulldog territory. Picked up by Wilson. Across to his left-hand side. That's Robinson, number 44. Coming up at the blue line. Up at center. In across for Warwick. He missed it. It'll go into Pazovic. He'll direct it into the corner. Miklos. He can't quite clear it. Neatly put out there by Warwick. Picked up by Sturzer out in front. Knocked and a forward pass by Miklos.
Pushing and shoving there behind the net.
Signor and Watts at it.
Okay, the ball was just outside the crease, and naturally, as we know, everybody talks about it. If the defenseman covers the ball with his gloves inside the crease, it's a penalty shot. And as we take a look here at Rocky Signor, having scored 2 goals the last game, which was the last game they played was against the Shooters. They played in the last game of the round robin, where all teams play each other once. And the game didn't matter much because both knew they were going to the championship as this game is here. But it was more or less either not necessarily bragging rights, but more or less for technical, other technical things where they could learn how to play each other. And the Bulldogs came out on top in that game as 6-3. And as we just mentioned, Rocky Signor.
I get the impression that the Bulldogs are not having it easy as they thought they would. Well, anyways, face-off coming up to the right of Pazovic. Adair and Robinson on the point for the Bulldogs. Harrison, Sturzer, and Warwick again out there. And Dahl, he's out there with Goddard. We'll try to set that up for you now. Robinson, he puts it across for Sturzer tries to send it back, picked up by Appleman, coming up at center, puts it across, sent deep into the territory of the Bulldogs. Adair with it now. Trying to set this up, just seconds left in this power play. Coming up at the line, coming from around center. Adair being watched closely there by Dahl. It's in for Warwick. He loses it. Miklos will shoot it out back to Adair. Takes the windup. Adair dumps it in to Larissa. Larissa with it now on to the left of Posvic. Way out and cross pass for Sturzer. Robinson knocked it back in for Sturzer. Back to Robinson. Outside the line, out in front. Oh, and Larissa couldn't get a stick on it. Sends it back for Warwick. Warwick tries to center it, and that was knocked down by Goddard. That shows experience for you. Here's Goddard coming up, wasting valuable seconds. The penalty has expired. It is Dahl. He's along the boards to the far right of Wilson, picked up by Adair. Adair. In Bulldog territory, across for Robinson, the right side, back over the left-hand side for Sturzer. A lot of crisscross passing, ice passing for the Bulldogs. Sturzer loses it. It's Watts. He sends it up for Cooper. It's sent up the line for Thomas. Thomas in across the Bulldog line, being watched by Adair. Trying to send it back for Mueller, picked up by Maritza. Here come the Bulldogs, Maritza. Can't get past the line as Miklos goes down. He's now in across Bulldog territory, fakes the shot. Right on in front, rebound, and Wilson covers up as Cooper was on the doorstep.
Oh, good turnaround game played there by Miklos as he stopped him solid right at the blue line. Not less stood him up, but he simply laid out his stick and his pads and his feet and stopped the ball, went up, made a almost pinpoint perfect pass right here. As you can take a look in the replay, is Miklos stops, fakes, and he has Bolstad and Mueller going to the net right on his stick, and he just couldn't get the blade on it as Wilson covered that one up beautifully.
Face off to the right of Wilson. It'll go back to Goddard. He shoots it in for Mueller. Backhand right on. Big save there by Wilson with the glove. Into the corner. Goddard centers it in front, hits the side of the net. Goes around the other side. That'll be Kelly chasing it. Kelly goes around the other side, picked up by Thomas. Thomas to the far left of Wilson. Cutting in! Oh, big save by Wilson. Rebound! And Wilson covers up, and there's a dog pile.
And Wilson is incensed. He cannot believe the amount of shots and the amount of extra hits that he's taking. But, you know, it's all part of the game because players, you know, are going to be in there and hitting and everything else. And just as well, when the forwards are hitting a shot at the goalie, there are just as many shots probably in the hacks when the defenseman, you know, retaliating on that. And watch the replay here. Just a scramble and a half. Mueller kicking it loose, and Cooper just dives right in, and as you can see there, the defense and everybody else are giving just as many shots back. So,
well, you saw Bruno in there. He gave Mueller a shot to the head.
Oh, he certainly did. Anytime you get out of their goalies, they don't like that. But nobody can pick the stupid penalties. We can see already what happened with those other penalties. It can cause power play goals. And
3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first half. I'm sure that Botello's really going to rearrange his boys in the dressing room. He was on top of the bench, very upset. It's back now. It goes over for Goddard, over for Linden. Linden sends it into the territory of the Bulldogs. I'm sorry. It's sent out the shot. That was blocked. That was Meeser with the shot. It's picked up by number 14, Marcello. Marcello, he loses it. It's being watched there by Appleman in the corner. He'll try and send up for Allen. It's along the boards. It's Linden with it. He shoots it along the boards, picked up by Appleman. Out in front, knocked away to the boards. Here comes Goddard winding up the shot. They score!
Oh! That is really something because Goddard, it was all timing.
That was a knuckleball that just went to the top corner.
That was the timing is what it was, because if you watch carefully, that ball actually takes 2 or 3 bounces just before it lands. So you watch carefully here. And he literally gets it right nicely sitting still, pretty for him, and Wilson unable to track any of that down. He was so upset that his defense and forwards didn't get out there to block it or at least not screen him, because that was a good, beautiful knuckleball type shot. Here's my question, Cal. You know that the Bulldogs have 2 capable goaltenders. Can you foresee a goaltending change at the half? Not at this point, no. I know they have too much trust. George Botello has too much trust in Steve Wilson. Only if Steve Wilson does lose his cool, as he almost did there for a while. He was having frustrated at one point there, but I don't think they would at this point. Maybe if if in the next 2 or 3 minutes something drastic did happen, he would consider putting Manuel Pereira in, but I don't think it would be a good idea because you got to have the trust in your first starting goalie before you make any drastic changes that could cost you a big game like this, which is a championship.
Watts at center. He'll shoot it into Bulldog territory. He'll be chased there by Boychuk. Right out in front, sloppy play. They score! Romain!
You could be right. You could be right. You may have called this one because now this is a different story. 2 goals ahead. And Wilson having to just struggling at this point because Romain is just hopping because watch here carefully on this replay. A little bit of a sloppy play. Just struggling at this point because Romain is just hopping because watch here carefully on this replay. A little bit of a sloppy play. Caught in his feet. Romain cuts out front. Dumps it with his backhand and right inside on the corner. It was a really kind of a sloppy and uncontrolled play.
Bolstad shoots it into Bulldog territory. Bolstad number 1. He's got Romain in front. Adair is watching him. It's shot around the plexiglass. It's in the corner now. They're waiting to pick it up. Harrison tries to clear it. Watts keeps it in. The weak shot goes in. Picked up by Boychuk. Boychuk sends it way across for Signor. Picks it up, coming up Pasquale, and he put it high. He put it high. Looking for the open man in front. Here's Signor with it. He's walking out in front. The shot has blocked.
Incredible.
Signor will chase it again, try to keep it in. He does. No, it goes across the line. Big chance there for Signor, but he put it high over the net or wide. Here's Signor trying to in across the line. It's sent back. It goes across the line. It's now being Dealey with it. He lost. He was knocked down. And it's Boychuk in across the line. Stopped by Mueller. Here's Mueller. He's all by himself. The long shot.
Whoa,
and Wilson had to make a big save on that one. Thomas in the corner. He's looking back for Watts. Centers it for Mueller. The backhand stopped by Adair. It's out in front. Loose. Wilson covers up.
Both of them are going off, I believe. I think they're both going to be going off because that was a pretty rough play there. Or maybe Mueller, I'm not sure.
Dealey got slashing.
No, I think he's looking at Mueller. I think he's going to be giving Mueller the penalty for that extra slash. He kind of went in there and gave that extra one. That's what they were looking for. I think that's what the Bulldogs were looking for because the shooters are going to the net, and they're going to the net aggressively. And each time they've done so, Wilson has been having that frustrating fact that, you know, it's everybody's on top of him, and you can't control the ball like you want to. If you control the ball, if you can cover up when you want to cover up, that's when you have the best control of the game. And
Dealey is going to go to the box. The Bulldogs will go on the power play. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here comes Boychuk. It will go on the power play. 4-2 is the score for the shooters. You got the makings of an upset. First half, and a timeout has been called, I believe, by the shooters.
No, I think they had their timeout already. Oh, yeah, you're right.
That was the Bulldogs.
Right.
They called it
did take
earlier.
a timeout already, so they're both using their timeouts because this is a very intense game, and particularly with this one. 1:46 left, and at the halftime, we're going to be looking at, again, as I mentioned earlier, men's complete playoff results and their stats. A provincial preview. That's going to be very interesting for all the capital city teams because we've got 7 teams representing Cap City in the provincials this year. That's the most ever, and of course, that's the biggest provincials ever being held in Alberta. As there's going to be full Tier 1, Tier 2, and a women's provincials this year, all in the center of Lethbridge.
As we see George Botello in the blue jersey there, he's trying to put his boys back together again. If he's to come back and win this game, he's definitely going to earn his stars because he is one of the candidates for the Coaches of the Year in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association. Laritza is being called off. Sturzer, Harrison, Warwick, along with Robinson and Adair. Goes back for Robinson. Robinson at his own line. Approaching center. Shoots it, tries to get it across, being picked up by Appleman. Appleman on the left right-hand side of Wilson cutting in. He's still just wasting time with it, looking for the open man to clear it back. And it's cleared back to Miklos. Miklos, he puts it across for Watts on the right side, dumps it in, picked up by Robinson. 1:20 left in the period. Here's on the right Sturzer. Sturzer knocked off by Miklos. He's really frustrated him tonight, but it re-picked up by Sturzer. Back for Warwick. Across for Harrison, the shot. Oh, and big save by Pazovic. As he got the glove on it. Warwick across for Harrison. Wrist shot. Oh, blocked. Set out, kept in by Adair. The shot way high over the net. They swat at it. Appleman knocks it down into Bulldog territory. Less than a minute left in the first period. First half, I mean. It's along the right-hand side. That's Adair. He puts it across for Warwick. Warwick stopped by Watts. Watts will shoot it down into Bulldog territory. Wilson steers it over for Adair. Just over 30 seconds left in the first half. Robinson on the right-hand side, left-hand side. In for Sturzer, knocked down by Goddard. Goddard, he's out there with Linden. Romaine is also out there, number 27. Shot down. Adair deflects to the right-hand side. That is Preach with it. He's being watched by Robinson. Sloppy power play so far for the Bulldogs. And Harrison with 11 seconds left. In across the line. Knocked away. Romaine will shoot it down.
5 seconds
and just a few seconds left in the first half. And the buzzer sounds as the score is 4-2 in the first half for the Shooters over the Bulldogs. A bit of a surprise, I might add, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the second half.
Well, that's what they're playing for, the Tier 2 Cup, because there's only 20 minutes left in this game, and this is what it all comes down to. But I wouldn't have believed it if you had told me earlier that the Shooters would be up 4-2. I would have at least thought maybe, if anything, a tie, and most of all that the Bulldogs would be in the upper hand. But boy, what a play they've done so far.
We'll have to see if the Bulldogs can get their momentum back. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with the halftime show right after these short messages. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the second half. Just like to indicate that goaltending has played a very big part. We're going to see this replay on Steve, this big save that Posvic made. This is from the first half. All right, there's the shot. Right there, as
that
you saw
could be the game-saving goal.
Okay. Back into the action, the long shot by Bruno, right on Boychuk, and it's sent back into Bulldog territory. They got a power play. They got the luxury of a power play, I believe, and the penalty has expired.
Well, as you just saw another big save right there at the beginning of this period. We were just showing a replay there in the first period when they had the power play, and a fantastic shot from the point, and Posvic coming across to stop Harrison on that one-timer. And now he's just had a fantastic one. We take a look at the big crowd here out for this Tier 2 championship.
Once again, our cameras are on top of all the action this week in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association. Face off to right of Posvic. Sturzer fights with it. He picked up by Goddard. He'll send it across the other side. Adair. He can't seem to dump it in. It goes along the board. Sturzer back with it. Sends it across for Boychuk. Boychuk up the boards for Laritza. Sends it in. Sturzer. He's trying to tie up Romaine. Romaine just dumps it deep into Bulldog territory. Yeah, I know. Goes across the other side. It's along the right side, Laritza. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Laritza around the left-hand side, cutting in. He's tackled there by Goddard. No penalty called. It's knocked along the boards. Dahl with it now, fighting along with Laritza. It goes back around behind Posvic. Goddard with it now. 18:52 left in the second period. And that many minutes away from the championship for the Shooters. Can they hang on? Mueller along the right side, knocked off by Boychuk. It's sent back for Goddard, picked up by Mueller along the right-hand side. Goes off the stick of Sturzer. Will be picked up by number 15, Boychuk. Delayed offside coming up. It's been cleared. It'll go into the Shooter territory. No, icing has been waved off as Goddard touched it. Goddard along the left-hand side. Coming up at his own line, coming up at center. He's being watched by Warwick, who's had a lot of time tonight along with Sturzer. And they've got a face-off coming up around the center line.
So took a little break there in between periods. We take a look at the crowd here. It's very warm in this building tonight. It's been warm the last few days here in Edmonton, and take a look. Everybody obviously dressed in the lightest attire they can possibly find, and it must be very hot for these guys down on the floor level, wearing all that equipment. And I know what it's like. I've been out there a few times playing, and it's very hot. So let's see if they can keep that running and that pressure up.
We've all been there at one time or another. It's Bruno. He puts it up around center, picked up by Marcello along the right-hand side, left-hand side for Signor. Signor knocked off by Mueller. That defense of the Shooters has played awfully well tonight. Mueller, he puts it up in center, picked up by Harrison. Harrison on the right, left-hand side for Signor. Cutting in on Posvic. Oh, it hit the side of the net. Signor looking for the open man. He hasn't been as dangerous in past performances as tonight. It goes back to be kept in by Marcello. He dumps it into shooter territory, but Harrison across, nobody there. Signor to the far right-hand side of Pozovic with it. Loses it for Goddard. Goddard for Linden across the boards, picked up stopped by Bruno. Signor tries to get it, but Mueller picks it up. He sends on across the other side for Thomas. He goes past Marcello, coming in on Wilson. Knocked away at the last second. Watts sends it across for Mueller. Number 10, Mueller sends it back to the line for Watts. Intended for Cooper, picked up by Harrison. Over there for the other side for Romano. He sends it in for Signor, who will chase it into shooter territory. Linden sends it across on the other side for Robinson. Icing has been waved off. Oh, we can barely get to it. There's Robinson. Now he gets to it on the right-hand side. Up for Harrison. Expect to see a lot of Harrison in the second half, along with Signor and Sturzer. Sends it across ice. It was intended there for Priest. He'll go behind the net, picked up by Robinson. Sent back for Marcello. Marcello up around for Romano. He failed to pick it up, and it's picked up by Watts. Watts. It goes now behind Wilson. He's playing with it. It was Robinson. Robinson is dangerously in front of that. He shoots it across in front of the rafters. And we got a face-off coming up in Bulldog territory.
Well, it's 16-17 remaining in this second period here. It's been a pretty good running play by both teams as they've managed to dump it in a few times. And as we saw a couple of long shots, they just took the ball, rifled it up on the right-hand side, and dumped it in behind the net and tried to get the defenseman coughing up the ball because it's a good strategy at this point.
Face-off coming up to the right of Steve Wilson. It's Kelly with it now. Kelly fighting along with it. He managed to get it. He's out there with Baldassarre. It's along the right side. It's Watts fighting him off with it. There's Kelly. He hasn't seen that much action tonight, which is a surprise. It's Priest along the right-hand side over for Appelman. He's being watched there by, I believe that's Boychuk. It's on the other side over for Kelly. Knocked away. Oh, I tell you, that Miklos, he's had a very big game on defense tonight for the shooters. In across, that's Adair dumping it out. Picked up by Baldassarre. Baldassarre sends it into shooter territory. Miklos dumps it out again. Baldassarre tries to put it in, but it's on the other side. And Priest sends it into the territory of the Bulldogs. Boychuk, number 15 with it. The Bulldogs will have to hurry up and get a goal here because they're down by 2. Just to get things back on track. It's Boychuk sends it across for Kelly. He put himself offside as they're starting to mistake themselves to death, the Bulldogs.
As you mentioned earlier, Miklos having a fantastic period. Matter of fact, a big game so far. You know, earlier throughout the season, the shooters playing in a second straight final. They never had as much experience in playoffs last year at this point. They only had 2 players that had played in playoffs before. This year they've got much more. I mean, they've got almost every guy there that has played in the playoffs now, with the exception of 2 or 3. And Miklos was one of them.
All right, Bolstead shoots it into Wilson. He'll steer it into the corner. He sends on the other side for Warwick. Warwick at center, lost it. Linden just clears it off the wall and sends it out, so we'll have a face-off around the center line.
As I was mentioning, they had... There's Greg Linden and Gary Miklos, both coming from the Vandals from last year, who played in the Tier 1 championship final last year, and now playing the Tier 2 championship. Both of them have lots of experience, and they've been playing excellent so far.
Well, for some reason, we haven't seen the old Bulldogs. They haven't been the old tic-tac-toe and just letting them go past Pozovic. What a difference 48 hours makes.
They're going to have to do that, like as I mentioned. They're going to have to turn the gas on late in the period. I mean, in their first game of the round robin, they were playing the Hurricanes. They were down 3-2, and they didn't give up. They just went out there and gave it all. And Kevin Sturzer was one of the guys that helped do that. He leads the teams with a total of 21 playoff points so far, and that's fantastic. And like I mentioned, he scored a couple of late goals in all those games that helped the team come to that 4-0 record in the round robin to get them here.
At the same time, I don't think the Bulldogs want to go to overtime because anything can happen. Laritza along the boards. It's been Thomas shoots it, but it's sent back for Linden. Right in on Wilson. That's Bruno now with it. Bruno, number 21, up for Sturzer. Sturzer, he feeds it up for Warwick. We got some problems here. Sent into the territory. It's Goddard, number 4, deep in shooter territory. Up for Mueller, too far for him. Be chased by Robinson. Icing has been waved off. Robinson to the right of Wilson. He sends it up at center for Sturzer. Sturzer spins around, tries to get for Laritza. He gets it. He'll go right into Linden. Oh, Laritza fighting with Linden for the ball. It's cleared. Picked up by Mueller. Mueller sends it up. Got a whistle. Have you got a whistle?
I think both the players might be going off there in behind the play, as it was a little bit of hackiness going on between Greg Linden and the forward Laritza from the Bulldogs. They're both going to go off for a couple minutes to cool down.
13 minutes and 58 seconds left. The score is 4-2 for the Shooters. As we are looking at a possible upset in this final.
It certainly would be, but in the same event, though, you have to allow for the fact that these are the two top teams.
That's right, that's right.
And regardless of one's record, I mean, it could be fantastic, but if they've played each other and had a great year like Pete Mueller's had, you never know what could happen.
Okay, Harrison, he sends over for Sturzer, wide open with Signor. The pass didn't get there, it was blocked by Watts. Sturzer, he knocks it back. I mean, pardon me, that's Romano. It's Watts along the boards fighting with Harrison. Marrello couldn't keep it in. Wilson will steer to their side for Robinson. Robinson deep in Bulldog territory. Sends it over for Harrison. Knocks it back for Robinson. Robinson on the other side for Signor. Cutting it out. Posvic the shot. Posvic made the save. It goes into the corner. Big save there by Posvic as Signor was coming in. I don't think he got all the wood he wanted onto. But they fight back for it. It's sent out. It'll be kept in by Robinson. Over for Marrello. Wind up the shot. Low but wide. Rebound out in front. Harrison feeds it back out in front. Knocked back by Posvic. It's in the corner there. That's Romano with it. Romano fighting along the boards with it, trying to find an open man as the Bulldogs must start pressing about now. We can't pick it up on the monitor. It goes back. Robinson, he sends it in. Oh, and Posvic had trouble with that one. It's cleared down, touched by Mueller. Icing will eventually be waved off. Marrello chases it. Oh, digs the out front. And the shot is way wide. As, oh, Jesus, Nascimento made a poor clearing pass.
That was unfortunate almost. It was kind of a innocent type looking play. I mean, it was just dumped in, went off of Mueller, went inside the zone, and Nascimento was going to make your basic turnaround play and pass it up to your defenseman, and in standing between him was Preach, and he was right on top of that ball. And well, it looks like he went in a little too tight and just put that one a little bit on top over the net, and evidently the net was knocked off by Nascimento as he fell into the post and knocked it off. So that's why they're going to have the face-off inside the Bulldog zone with only 12:37 remaining.
It goes out. It'll be Baldessari knocked it out. It'll be chased by Kelly. Kelly is knocked in and picked up by Adair. 12:26 left in this what could be final period. Kelly, he's chasing it to the right of Posvic. Kelly deep in shooter territory, rounding the net through the crease, and it's knocked back to the corner. Baldessari, the shot, glove saved by Posvic. I like to see the replay of that, whether or not that was above the crossbar or not.
It's hard to say because, boy, the way he came around the net, and Posvic, being such a large goalie he is, was really tight to the post. I mean, he was doing a great job there. He's sporting a good record, 2.86 average so far, having lost only 2 games, one to the Bulldogs and one in the best of 3 series against the Panthers.
This line has got to open it up for the Bulldogs, I feel, is that line, the combination of Kelly, Baldessari, and Allen. Kelly gets the face-off back, still fighting for it, goes out. It's going to be cleared along the boards. Adair will pick it up. Adair, he knocked it into his own bench.
This is a critical point. You're going to be coming down to the last 10 minutes of play, and I think that last 10 minutes of play, you're going to watch. We're going to have to start seeing how well and how long each team is playing their top lines. You know, they're going to have to be very careful with the line combinations. I mean, if you're going to have a Sturzer line out there, you don't want the most offensive line against the Shooters. It might not be such a good matchup, but we'll see.
Yeah, especially since that combination of Bolstead and Romain have done so well in the checking capacity. That's right. Kelly shaking to the board to the left of Posvic. There goes Allen with it. Allen is starting to spread out now, the Bulldogs. Allen looking for the open man. Oh, blocked neatly there by I believe that was 44 Meeser, sent into Wilson, and Adair will pick it up. Adair sends it across the boards. Preach has failed to pick it up. Now picked up by Boychuk. He goes in across the line for Posvic. He's going to glove it. But look at a face-off to the right of Posvic as Appelman and Allen having words.
But they did a good job there. They just went end to end. This is the sort of play they're kind of suspect about, because sooner or later, maybe a tired individual may cough up the ball or what have you, because 2-goal spread. I know, having played in a Tier 2 championship final myself 2 years ago in the Hurricanes, I know for a fact that when it comes down to the last few minutes, you know, you really don't want to be out there because you know, the fear of making a mistake. But then again, you might want to be out there for the fear of making, for the glory of making that one big play that could be the game, the goal or whatever that could clinch it. So you got to watch it. There are going to be a lot of nervous players out there in the last few minutes, and that's where it's going to be very important.
I must say that the shooters thus far have done their homework and have really bottled up the Bulldogs in all areas. Warwick, he tries to center it out in front. It'll be picked up by Laritza. Laritza to the left of Posnick in the corner, goes around, picked up by Warwick. There's Romaine. He gives a shot to Sturzer. Marrello fighting along the boards. Will be picked up by Miser. Coming in. The shot, Dahl, right on. Big save by Wilson. Out in front again. They can't clear it. Romaine being watched there by Warwick. He lost his stick. He goes to bench for a stick. Laritza can't get it. Oh. Here we go. Here goes Sturzer coming in on Posnick. He's along with Laritza. The shot. They score! Sturzer! As the fans erupt here in Coronation Arena. Cal, I blinked for a second there and caught. Who was that intercepted it and gave it to Sturzer?
That had to have been Mario Laritza, because he was the one that managed to shake the ball loose from Gary Miklos. Gary Miklos was at the red line trying to keep the ball in, and when it came down around his chest area, it sort of popped loose between his legs, and Sturzer was right on top of it. We're going to take a look at it right here. You'll watch Laritza Laritza didn't touch it, but he let him go, and then Sturzer with a fantastic dazzling shot that he has. That one was home free all the way, and boy, how many guys can stop him.
It's 10 minutes, 43 seconds left in this second, and what could be the final period. 4-3 for the shooters. It'll be very interesting as to whether or not this goal picks up the momentum for the Bulldogs. It's in the corner to the right of Posnick. Fighting along the boards there. It goes back out. Boychuk will keep it in. The shot. Oh, and that just went wide. That just went wide of that. Mueller along the right-hand side. Boychuk keeps it in. He's got open territory on the right-hand side. It's in. Glove save by Posnick. They score! I don't believe it. The wrist shot went off of the glove of Posnick and into the net. We have a tie game. 2 goals inside 30 seconds.
10 minutes.
What did I say?
Here's the replay. You got to watch carefully. Boychuk twice keeps it in, and on this play, he keeps it in. He just simply went as wide as he could. Now, it has to be the action of the ball. Watch. Steve Posnick couldn't even know where it was. He did not know where it was.
It appeared that Posnick made the glove save, but went up, he didn't see it, and it bounced in the crease and in the net.
The ball had action.
Unfortunately, I believe that was Goddard, couldn't get it in. Very interesting here. Tie score at 4-all, just over 10 minutes left. The Bulldogs have gotten 2 goals in 30 seconds, and if they're going to come back and win this, if they're going to win this game, they can't let up, because and a save for the shooters, they've got to keep their strong defensive style, and I think that next goal could be extremely important. Romano at center, checked off the ball there by Preach. Preach coming in across the line, stopped there by Robinson. Now it's Al Romano in across the line, penalty coming up. Robinson for Harrison, the shot. Hit a man that hit Linden and got a penalty coming up.
Looks like a penalty. A little bit of a sloppy play there. You can see the Bulldogs bench. They're really ecstatic now.
Once again, our cameras are on top of all the action this week in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association, where it counts.
The life has come back into this team, because they looked at that stoppage at that end of the first period. They were very, very mellow now. And take a look at Miser having taken his second penalty of the game. And in the playoffs, he scored all these goals, 5 goals, 3 assists. But boy, this is where it's having him in the box and knowing that you need a goal to get ahead. He's got to do it.
Face-off coming up to left of Posnick. Signor, Sturzer, Harrison, Robinson, Adair. They're out there for the power play for the Bulldogs. I could see Goddard, Robinson, Bolstad, and I can't make it out with the shot right on. Posnick going to save. Linden tries to clear it. Back for there, wrist shot right on. Posnick had to make the save. Linden, Goddard, Bolstad, and Romaine out there now to kill the penalty for the shooters. Very big power play right here.
If anybody's going to do killing, it's this combination here, and they just got to not allow any shots.
Harrison back to Adair. Back to Harrison on the right-hand side. Harrison winding up, fakes back to Adair. Watch for Harrison to get that shot away. The wrist shot in. Possession will be very important here. Harrison back for Adair. Adair winds up the shot. Right on. Posvic steers out of side. Cleared. Romain will chip along the boards. And Adair will have to go back in his own territory as the Bulldogs will come out back to the blue line. We got the floating blue line here in ball hockey, remember. Sturzer over for Harrison. Harrison winds up the shot. Right on. Posvic made the save. Sturzer in front. Lost it. Goddard with it now. He'll try to make sure he can clear it. Goddard will shoot it down.
Whoa.
Ooh, and that just went by Wilson. Wilson got it now. Or for Robinson, sloppy passing. Romain will pick it up. Romain will go to the right-hand side. Here's Romain to the left of Wilson. Holding on to it, killing valuable time. Checked off, picked up by Signor. Signor, the longtime veteran, over to his buddy Harrison on the right-hand side. Harrison, oh, checked off. Good play there by Romain, the penalty-killing specialist. Over for Adair. Adair winding up the shot. Right on. Posvic the save. Rebound comes out, cleared out by Linden. And Adair will pick it up deep in Bulldog territory. Botello from boards, making directions. It goes over for Sturzer, makes a neat move there. Over for Warwick on the left side, in for Harrison, the shot! That went wide, Goddard will pick it up. We're running out of breath here. Goddard, Linden around the boards, to be picked up by Adair. Adair. He's got Robinson wide open, fakes the shot, shoots. Oh, that went off a body, and Posvic made the save at the last minute.
He felt that one. That was a hard
right in the ribs,
shot.
too, and he's got sore ribs. Robinson across for Sturzer. In across the line. He's being watched closely there, but shot. Posvic made the save. Boy, he's come up big in the last few seconds. Adair with it. The penalty has expired. Over for Sturzer, the shot! Oh, that went off a leg. It's Harrison in the corner. Off the boards for Sturzer. Back for Robinson, the shot! Oh, another save by Posvic. It goes in the corner. Working on that one. It goes back. Wilson will touch it.
Whoa,
He got lost in his pads. You know, Wilson's been suspect on those long balls. Interesting to see if the shooters start going for the long pass. Kelly coming up across the line. Neat move there. Oh, he got it back again. Good second effort. But it'll be picked up by Thomas. Along the boards for Miklos. Thomas again, trying to get past Bruno. It's kicked back by Warwick, back into the Bulldog territory and an offside. 6 minutes, 59 seconds left, 4-all ties. You see a close-up of George Botello running things from the bench, and he must be concerned because he had a rally lately.
Well, that was probably the most exciting 3 minutes non-stop play in a championship final I've ever seen, I think. That was solid. No, I mean, it was all Bulldogs for a while there, but it was a solid goaltending of Steve Posvic and net. Good penalty killing by the shooters. I mean, you gotta give it to them. Next week, we're going to be having the Women's All-Star Game right here on Capital City Ball Hockey Association. That was played just a couple weeks ago, and it was a real fun-filled game.
Okay, it's now Kelly. He dumps it in for back to Bruno. We'll face that one off again.
6:52 remaining, 4-4. This is about as exciting as you can get. I mean, I haven't seen too many, I don't know how you can say it, championship finals that come down to one game, tied in the remaining seconds or remaining minutes. Oh.
Cal, it was just like last year's. Okay, it's Mueller. He tries to dump it in. Boychuk is being watched there by Mueller. Boychuk will pick it up, sends it across for Allen. He's out there with Kelly and Baldessari. Here's Allen in the corner, looking for the open man out in front. Oh, and it gets knocked to the boards. That's Mueller. He lost it. Baldessari, the shot. Rishon in front. And Posvic gets it with the legs with Kelly right on the doorstep.
He is just playing. You can see that he's very tired, but those shots have come from every possible angle. You can't believe it how many shots that a guy can face and still manage to stand up to every play.
We're going to catch that replay, if you will, Cal.
I think it was Baldessari. It was a good poke check. Good check there by Kelly. Kelly was just doing fantastic. He was just standing right there on the doorstep. There it is, the big Tier 2 Cup waiting to win.
We've noticed something over the last couple minutes, Cal. The Bulldogs have pressed, and yet Wilson has had some problems on those long shots. And it's going to be very interesting. You see, the Bulldogs, although they're pressing, they cannot afford to let up a goal or make a bad play and then cause a goal or else a bad little bounce or whatever.
Nobody can sit back. Nobody. Now this hurts to have Kelly in the penalty box.
Yes, I know, but on the other side, Miklos is in the box, so
Sure.
it's even strength. Luckily for the both of them. It's cleared up for Romaine. Romaine will shoot it right in on Wilson. Robinson will pick it up, almost miscommunication there. Robinson on the right-hand side. Past Romaine up for Harrison. Harrison will wind up the shot. Right on. Posvic made the save. You see that by now. Linden clears it around the net, picked up by Goddard. Goes in, Robinson lost it. Coming in, it will be picked up by Adair.
I guess he's going to call that offside. It was a little bit close.
Oh, slashing.
The line. Or no.
Slashing. But who?
No, I don't think I saw a call there. I think that had, no, I'm sure that was an offside call. No, it is a slashing call.
Got a penalty to Robinson of the Bulldogs.
Robinson of the Bulldogs. Now that is very, very...
Yeah, it is Robinson as the door is open. So Boychuk, Harrison and Signor will kill the penalty for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs are going to be concerned now. Now they're going to call a timeout because this is critical, because calling timeouts, particularly at this point, they have to do it. It's 5:57 remaining. They're going to be shorthanded, and face-offs inside their zone. And Wilson, look at him. He's just steaming. You know, he's just boiling in there. It's very hot on the floor. But who's going to need the timeout when it comes down to the last 2 minutes when you're really playing your top lines?
Okay, here you see, you're looking at a close-up with George Botello, the coach of the Bulldogs. Now, it's very important right here for the coach to organize his players, and he has to also keep in mind that there's about 6 minutes left. So if the shooter should score, there about roughly at worst 4 minutes left to get the equalizer. But I know he's instructing his players to clear it and how to play it very, very carefully, because he doesn't want to give up this goal. And, you know, as I was going to say, you look at, you look anywhere in the history of the Capital City Ball Hockey Association, be it Rick Quick Draw McGraw, Aston, who had the Ballers in '84, one of the greater assistant coaches of all times, I might add, Tony Chaves of the Emperors during their string of championships. They all had the communication with the players, and that's what is so important. It's a communication with the players and getting along with them and really putting out strategy at the last seconds, especially in the real tight spots, not what make or break a coach. It's just not a simple case of all these armchair coaches saying, change him up here, change him up there.
Yeah, exactly.
This is where you earn your stripes, baby.
That's right.
Face off to the right of, to the left of Wilson, I should say. It'll be Adair. He lets it go, and it goes deep into shooter territory as they get the penalty killing unit off to the good start. Adair, Romano, Signor, and Boychuk out to kill the penalty for the Bulldogs. We'll get the power play unit set up shortly. Here's Romano coming up at center. I think he's just going to... Oh, he gets it around Linden, and he loses it. It'll be picked up. The big line of Measure, Appleton, and Preach out there. Here's Signor. He was denied a slap shot. Signor. Oh, killing valuable time now. Can't get past Linden. Linden sends it up for Appleman. Blocked there. It'll be picked up by Signor. Signor winds up the shot. That was blocked by Goddard. Who's got the power play? Here's Signor. He shots it way over the glass, and the face-off will come just outside the line of the shooters.
Now we have to start considering some of the players of the game. Like, everybody has played a fantastic game. Rocky Signor having so far a fantastic game himself, and Steve Bosovic, even though a couple goals got scored on him there that were unfortunate, but boy, he's just played spectacular in this second half of this game. So players of the game, Klondike players of the game, we've got to start considering them in the next few minutes, because anything can happen. It's who's gonna get the winning goal? That's the big question,
Okay, Laritza along the boards. It will be picked up by Goddard. We can't quite make it out. It'll be sent out, kept in by Boychuk. But here comes the rush. Here's Appleman along the left-hand side. It goes back for, I believe that was meant for, these are in for Preach. It's along the boards. Adair clears, goes over the boards, and the face-off coming into the left of Steve Wilson.
Well, it looks like Preach took a bad spill there, and I think he got I think his own stick, or else the other player's stick might have caught him somewhere in the lower, maybe in the groin
south
area,
of the border.
But, and it's, I don't know, they're gonna have to hope that he can get up in this one. He's been an important player so far in this.
Well, this is a good break. This is a good break for Botello, if anything else, because it gives us an opportunity for his players to rest. And now you have to, as a coach, figure out who's going to go out at the 5-minute mark, the 3-minute mark, and the last minute if he's pressing that situation.
And
he's got to figure his top line.
Kelly in the penalty box.
Yeah.
Make him out. They'll have a good rest, but he's going to be playing them in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And he's also got to keep in mind who his players are in the best shape, and how great they are, and to really drive them through in the last few minutes. So we can expect, say, Sturzer's out now, so we can expect to see him back out around the 3-minute mark and probably in the last minute, if need be. I'm sure he's going to press to not put into overtime. He'd rather finish it now.
You don't want no
last year's championship went into overtime. We did that game.
No, it was not overtime. That was a 9-7 game.
Oh, that's right,
won.
yeah.
But it was very close. It was
very
tied
close
at
to
one
overtime.
point. But it looked more like the Warriors were going to walk away with the championship with no challenge whatsoever. But wrong. It was Shooters came back and gave them a challenge. And if I recall, there was a very controversial goal there. Do you remember that one?
That's right.
It was just on the line, and it was called across, and one of the referees was right on the spot, called it in. And at that point, I believe, I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but that was the goal that broke the tie.
Yeah.
And then they went on, the Warriors went on to win from there. But it was very close. It was almost like overtime with the last 3 minutes.
I got a question, Cal. If these teams go into overtime, I know it's a little bit far away, but if these teams go into overtime, and it's to end right now, it's supposed to go into overtime, any teams got any more momentum than the other, do you think?
Not at this point. I couldn't say that. I'd have to see the last 3 minutes because, like I said, they're a late team, the Bulldogs.
Sturzer, he's looking the long pass for Laritza. He gets it in. Laritza will come up with it. He will lose it. It's along the boards. Yeah. As the boards, and it'll be picked up by Sturzer. Sturzer along the right-hand boards. Sturzer cutting in on Pazovic. He's checked off the last minute by Bolstead. And the penalty is coming up, I believe, to number 4, Goddard.
That is really going to be a big loss for them. Because now they got 2. Oh no, it's Thomas that's going into the penalty box. I thought, geez, if they lost Goddard on top of that, they would have Goddard and Miklos in the penalty box. And Miklos does not come out till a stoppage play after his penalty expires.
So the Bulldogs will eventually go on the power play in roughly about a minute and a half. Boychuk, Laritza, Sturzer, and Signor out there now for the Bulldogs. Bolstead, Linden, Romaine, and Goddard. Goes back for the Laritza, the shot. Pazovic will cover up again. He lets it go for Linden. Linden will clear it, hit the rafters, face off back in to shooter territory.
4:24. Now both of them, Miklos and Kelly, will be coming out of the box, and that's going to be a big plus for both teams. I mean, you can't have top players like that out in their last 3-4 minutes they play. It's going to be interesting.
There will be a power play of what, about a minute for the Bulldogs?
I think
45 seconds?
A minute, yeah, probably
about
a minute. Unfortunately, our penalty time clock is not working here at Coronation Arena too well, but
it'd be nice to have.
All times are being picked up by the timekeeper.
Sturzer, shot right on. Pazovic made the save. He'll be picked up by Watts. Watts along the left side will shoot it out. Laritza will keep it in. Romaine plugging along the side. He was holding on to Laritza. He knocks him down. No penalty has been called. Goes on the other side, picked up by Boychuk. As Romaine was let go of a penalty there. Boychuk will shoot it into the territory of the Shooters, picked up by number 77, Miklos. Stolen there. It's coming out in front. I believe that comes out. Sturzer back to Boychuk. The shot. Oh, that went wide. That just went wide as Signor stole it there. Miklos will shoot it down. It will go wide. It'll be chased by Robinson. No icing has been called. I don't know why exactly, but Laritza along the right-hand side. Laritza, oh, they're on the power play now. They got a power play, the Bulldogs. Boychuk sends over for number 44, Robinson. The shot that went wide. Signor with it now. Signor to the far right of Pazovic along the boards. Being watched closely there. He's got to make a move. Back for Robinson. Waiting too long. The shot goes wide. Robinson waited way too long on that one. Back for Boychuk. Boychuk trying to wind up, being kept watched. Back for Robinson. Back for Signor. Winds up, fakes. Shot rolls off of Miklos, goes in the corner. It's back for Signor in front. Rebound out in front. It'll be cleared by Romaine the minute he gets his hand on it. Kept in by Robinson. Goes nice off stop. A body. Nice stop there by Appelman. Boychuk. And now the other thing is expired. Almost expired. There's Robinson. Goes back for Boychuk. Pardon me, that was a change on the fly there. In front for Lisa for Signor. The shot. Big save by Pazovic. Rebound. And Sturzer went wide, and it went off the boards and on the back mesh. A glorious opportunity for the Bulldogs to pull ahead with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left.
Steve Foster probably can't believe it how he got out of that without having a ball getting in behind him, because the two people in the league you do not want on your doorstep having one-timing shots is Rocky Senor And of course, none other than Kevin Sturzer. And both of them, Rocky Senior getting the one-time shot, and Sturzer having to try to time a ball that was bouncing, shot it wide.
At the same time, Cal, Robinson had the wide open opportunity. He waited way too long with the slap shot. Right out in front, Posnick steered that to the corner. Warwick fighting along the boards. That's picked up by Goddard, sent across. Be sent back for Robinson, back for Adair. Adair to wind up the shot. Ooh, that went wide. Rebound right through the crease on Harrison. They're pressing now. Warwick trying to cut in. Lost, back for Adair. Got to spread out, goes off a man. Oh, neatly kept in there by Robinson. Robinson, the shot, and that went over the net there, as picked up by Appleman. Appleman trying to get something going along the right boards. Here he is. He's got Preach on the other side. He's checked off by Adair. He's still got it. Minute 48 seconds left. It's Appleman behind the net.
Look at the work.
Trying to check it off. There's Robinson. Robinson, long pass for Romano. Up at center. Tries to get past the line. Checked off there by Goddard. Harrison watching Goddard along the boards. Robinson gets it with his legs. Harrison back for Robinson. Up for Harrison. Sloppy pass. It hits his leg. It picked up by Preach. Sends it across the other side. Adair back for Robinson. They're going to have to be careful, those defensemen, for the Bulldogs getting a little sloppy. It goes in for Romano, right across for Harrison. Couldn't get there in time. In front for Warwick. Couldn't get to it on it. Romano shoots it in the general direction. In front. Big play there.
A minute left.
I believe that was Watts who was down. I believe that was Watts. Could have saved a goal. We're into the last minute of play in this second period. Could be going to overtime. Icing against the Bulldogs as Miklos touched that.
As I mentioned earlier, Bulldogs are a late team that's just pouring it on. And look at the amount of pressure they've had on. They've had just shots galore. Now, of all things to happen, they ice it. Out of all the plays to do it, they ice it. Now the face-off's inside their zone. Their top line is tired. They have to go off. They have to put out one of the closer checking lines, and it's going to be a timeout call by the shooters. That's a smart play there. Now that was a good move by Kendall Smith coaching the shooters. That's when I would call a timeout. 56 seconds left. Give it as much rest as possible. Face-offs inside the zone. Know what you're going to do at the face-off.
Okay. The scheduled line was Baldassare, Kelly, and Allen for the Bulldogs. I was going to say a moment earlier that the combination of Adair and Robinson were getting awfully playful with the ball there and awfully dangerous. And they were only lucky that one time that Robinson kept it in, because otherwise Romain or the other man would have been right in.
Right in, 2-on-1 possibly.
And on the last play, we saw that Watts went down and apparently blocked a sure goal. So rebound came out in front. I believe that was Sturzer who was in front, who would have put it upstairs, or Romano.
We'll have to see here. 56 seconds long. Who's going to be the hero? You know, you always want to say it. You know, because this is almost like overtime.
Exactly. You can pick a player of the game right about now. And
that's
if it goes into overtime, it could
look
be
at the players of the Bulldogs. Rob Robinson has
someone else. Wouldn't that be exciting to have this finish in overtime? But what a game by the shooters. They've played an absolutely phenomenal game. They've checked the Bulldogs right from the opening face-off. It's been an action-packed excitement. I know you fans out there love these kind of matchups.
This is exciting
as much as we enjoy doing them. It goes out in front. It'll be knocked down. I believe that was Baldassare with it. It's kicked out here. It comes out in front. Oh, that's Goddard with it. Goddard over there on the other side. The shot blocked by Baldassare. Bolstead with it. Behind the net, Robinson on the other side for Adair. Let's see if the Bulldogs can get it out on this one. Goes across. Oh, no, it's kept in. Here he coming in. Across. Bolstead shot it in. That was a bad play on that one. Along the mesh, Robinson shoots it across. Allen along the boards. Oh, and he leveled the other man along the boards. Allen fighting along the boards. He'll go back. He'll be picked up by Appleman.
Miklos.
Here comes number 77, Miklos. The shot that went wide. Picked up by Allen, number 10 on the right-hand side. The referee was in the way on that one. Goddard, the long shot, stopped by Adair. Oh, and he shoots it into the roof, hit the roof. Oh, 3 seconds left. Cal, we could be going into overtime unless you see perhaps a face-off going back. The shot on Wilson might catch him by surprise. Your thoughts?
Well, there's no overtimes left. You can't do that now. It's 3 seconds left. It's almost inevitable at this point, but looks like we're going to be seeing a little bit of that overtime action. It's the first ever Tier 2 final that's going to be going into overtime action. That is a championship final. No game, as a matter of fact, has ever gone to the final game of a championship round in either Tier 1 or Tier 2 that has been for the Cup.
Well, you couldn't end it any other way. It's been one of those tremendous games, and unfortunately, some team has to lose. Goes back into the shot. Oh, blocked there. Blocked by Kelly. As we are heading into overtime, ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We're heading into overtime. We'll be right back after these short messages. The first ever overtime in the Tier 2 championship game. Set into Bulldog territory. That's Adair. There are no penalties at this time. It's Sturzer on the right side. Long shot right in. It's being chased by Larissa. Larissa in for Signor. Oh, he lost it there at the last minute. Got it along with it. Sent back in for Robinson. He's chasing it along the right-hand side. Robinson sends it way across the ice for, that was meant for Signor, sent back Adair, in for Larissa. Along the right-hand side, that's Larissa. He puts it in for Sturzer. He's going to see a lot of time in this overtime. Watch that number 19, as well as 27 Romain for the Bullets in the white. Sent across for Sturzer. It's knocked down by Adair. It'll go into Bulldog territory. We are going to play a sudden death and a sudden death overtime, and they will be in intervals of 10-minute periods. It is on to the right of Sturzer. The shot went off a stick. It'll go up outside the playing area.
Well, we weren't expecting this to go into overtime, and we're going to just bring you all that much more ball hockey action here on Videotron Sports. But it's, as I mentioned, it's going to be 10-minute periods of overtime, sudden death. Anybody scores, that's it. It's a championship, and you know that's this building will erupt. Either team that's going to win it. But we'll have to see, and then it might go to a shootout yet if they don't win after that. I mean, that would be just downright exciting.
Face off inside the blue line. It's Sturzer along with Larissa and Signor. Goes back for Robinson. He can't pass it across, but he does for Adair. The shot. Ooh, and that went right out of front. And it's picked up by Watson on the other side as that went dangerously through the crease. Goes back for Robinson. Robinson, wrist shot, rebound. Oh, and Sturzer missed it. Signor tried to clear it back, picked up by Preach. Preach along the right side. He's got Meeser. This is the dangerous line. Appleman was wide open, but it was knocked outside the playing surface.
It's going to be interesting to see just how much time this line has had. They played a minute and a half already. That Rocky, Signor, Kevin Sturzer, and everything else. But the combinations that the shooters have are a little bit different. They've got at least one strong player on each line. So they're going to have a little bit more of probably shorter shifts on each one, I would think. So they're not going to match them up line to line like what George Patella might do.
Romano, Kelly, and Harrison. That's a new combination going out there for Botello for the Bulldogs. Goes back. Be picked up by Boychuk. Along the boards for Kelly. Kelly streaming in. He's being watched by Miklos. Miklos touching. Icing's been waved off. Goes over to Romano out in front. And it's picked up by Thomas. Thomas coming up at center. On the other side's Dealey. Long pass, and Wilson will cover it. He'll hold it. We'll get a face-off probably to the left of Wilson.
Good work by Thomas. He came all the way back. There was 4 shooters back on that play. Only one player was left high. As a matter of fact, that's how disciplined and how close back checking they're doing. They're coming all the way back to in front of their net. Thomas stopped it and went all the way up to the zone and shot her on net.
Goes back, shot. That went wide, right behind the net. He picked up by Boychuk. He sends it out dangerously. It'll be kept in. Oh, and it's Romano. He's chasing him, but Posnick will clear it, and he clears it over the boards.
There's no such thing as a penalty here. It's not like in ice hockey. We've seen it all year, probably in NHL. You see that a goalie shoots out of play, but there's no such thing as that here. There is delay of games, but in this particular case, it's simply an accidental out of play. It has to be intentional.
The checking line of Ballstead, Romain, and Dahl out there now for the shooters. Miklos, who's had an absolutely phenomenal game on defense, is out there with Watts. Face off to the left of Pozovic. Draws one by Ballstead, goes back for Romain along the boards. Be chased by Bruno. Deep in territory, in Bulldog territory. He won't touch it.
Work.
Wait.
No.
Ooh, controversial call.
Oh, that was very
Can we get a replay on that?
I don't know. I don't know if the camera was inside enough for that one, but it looks as though he called that one an icing. And
I thought Dahl touched it.
It was a mistaken call, and they're going to call it a face-off. A referee's mistake. Okay. It's going to be brought to center floor. Miscommunication between them.
Fine.
So we won't have a replay on that one.
Okay.
Because we know what happened, I think.
Okay, face-off goes back. Dahl picks it up, goes across for Kelly. He sends it into shooter territory. Golf back. Loose ball picked up by Bolstead. 3-on-2. Romain Bolstead, and he's on the other side. It'll be set aside by Wilson. Boychuk picks it up. Across the other side for Harrison. He gets it. Now a 3-on-2 for the Bulldogs. Across. Oh, knocked away at the last minute by Dahl. Big play there. Miklos fails to clear it. Picked up by Romano. Romano, he's out there with Harrison. Romano cutting out in front. Oh! That went off. It was taken in front of over the net.
Kelly almost got the stick there and poked it past Pasovic.
You know, that's maybe why Kelly hasn't seen so much action, because of his temper.
Yeah, that's true.
Are they both going off?
He's definitely one of his hottest games, but Romano did a good job there. Miklos trying to get fancy. Well, I don't know if he was trying to get fancy or if he was just trying to take a chance, but he sort of shot it out into a dangerous area. Went off of Romano's leg. Romano picked it up in the corner and almost centered it perfectly on Kelly's stick, and that was about as dangerous as you can get inside the zone.
Overtime
in a championship final.
Baldessari at the face-off, goes back for Robinson, the shot! Oh, and that went wide of the net. High. Adair, the wrist shot! Oh, it went off the back of the mesh there. In the corner. Goes out in front. Pasovic will clear it, kept in by Robinson. He dumps it into shooter territory. Allen, what's happening?
It's hard to say. I don't know. I'll call the net off. That's what they're calling. I think he assumed that the net was off, and that's hard to say. It's very difficult. Broken ball. The ball broke, and so that's the reason why.
Very alertly, our statistician crew is right on top of that. Thank you very much. Face-off kick up to the left of Steve Pasovic, Baldessari, along with Allen, Robinson, Adair, Warwick. Face-off goes back. Robinson will pinch, knock it in. Warwick will pick it up along the boards. He can't. Adair, the shot. Ooh, that was a cruiser. That went right off over everybody and into the crowd.
Well, it's slowed down a bit now. 6:43 remaining in this overtime period. But as you know, minutes and seconds don't mean a lot once you're around. It means nothing at this point.
Absolutely,
really.
absolutely. And both teams have got the shots to score from way out.
There's no time left. It's just a question of being the first one to score. Now they're asking for another change of the ball.
As that often happens here in ball hockey update. Goes back. It'll go back to number 4, Goddard. He sends it across for Linden. Linden will take the shot right on. Wilson rebound. Appleman. And Robinson had to clear that in a hurry. He picked up by Allen. At his line. Tries to get over for Baldessari. Baldessari over for Allen. The shot. Ooh, big save there by Pasovic. Warwick. Oh, he's played big tonight. Goes around the other side for Allen. Allen will chase it into the corner. Baldessari will pick it up. Allen. Weak shot in for Pasovic. Rebound comes out. And Goddard was lucky to get it away there. Goddard around the net. He sends it out, kept in by Adair. Adair winds up the shot that went off a stick. Goes in the corner. Warwick will pick it up. Warwick changes direction, and he blindly put it over for Appleman. He's out there with Preach. Knocked away by Robinson, who's had a big game. But he will come back up with it. The shot will go right in on Wilson. Clears over for Robinson on the right-hand side. Robinson. Long pass for Warwick. Warwick. They're changing on the fly. Warwick, the shot hit the back boards. Larissa is out now. Changes on the fly now for the Bulldogs.
Nice play.
It goes out. Be picked up on the right side for Preach. The shot. The man was down. Danger goes across. It's Cooper. And it's picked up now at center. Here's Signor. He loses it. Goddard neatly knocked it down and across the line. He's cutting in on Adair. Out in front. And Cooper couldn't get his stick on it. Now Signor. He's out there with Sturzer. Sturzer, he's knocked down at the shooter line. He picked up by number 18, Watts. Working his way across. Watts back. Knocked away. Here's Harrison. Here's Larissa. It'll be knocked away back into the territory. That was Miklos who came out of nowhere and knocked away from Larissa.
I'm sure it looked like he stopped an almost absolute breakaway, but what in actuality happened
it would have been.
Miklos had lost his stick, and he was back recovering his stick in the corner, and when he got up, he looked, and there who's coming up? Harrison with the ball, but he managed to get to the ball first and shot that away. As we take a look at Adair going off for his break, as he's played a lot of minutes here. Now, finally, we're going to see a combination of Mueller, Cooper, and Thomas for the shooters.
Larissa, Sturzer, and Signor out there now.
Power against power.
Yeah, out there now for the Bulldogs. Across for Bruno. That went off a man. Be picked up by Larissa. Over for Signor, the shot. Oh, and that rolled wide. And Pazovic covered up there. Face-off coming up to the, I believe, the right-hand side of Pazovic.
There's a young
As we
fan
see a
there.
young
He's all
fan,
excited.
he's enjoying the action here.
He knows what this is all about, at least, hopefully.
There you go. In a remote corner of the arena. Sturzer loses the face-off. Will be picked up by Thomas. Picked up again by Signor. In for Sturzer. Back for Signor. Cutting in. Right on. They score.
No goal.
No goal.
Oh.
No goal. Sturzer thought he got it past Pazovic.
Pazovic, another big save. And look at the Bulldogs. They're all on the floor almost. They can't believe it. They thought it was a goal.
Now, we didn't see the ball roll in from here.
No, I don't think I saw it.
Pazovic, he probably made, oh, that was an awesome save.
Boy, what are we talking about? Deja vu from last year? Was it
You
not?
got that right.
Here's a replay. Watch carefully.
Oh.
There it is right there underneath
But
the
a big
pad.
save by Pazovic.
Oh, that was as close as and exciting as you can get. 4:35.
4 minutes, 35
in
seconds
this first
left.
overtime.
And there could be a whole lot more. So we're in for a real treat. You fans are too. Probably one of the greatest games of all time in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association. This will definitely go in the archives.
Now this is getting a little bit scary. Their players are starting to push and shove, but I don't know. You can't do that about now. You can't lose your good players. Everybody's played great. Nobody really is losing it. They're all playing fantastic. Everybody knows what's on the line here. This is the championship.
Sturzer,
And they have to play their hardest.
Larissa, and Signor. Goes back. Bruno can't keep it in. It'll be Dahl. Dahl, he's cutting in on the right side, picked up by Boychuk. He's steaming back there to pick it up. Boychuk trying to clear it. He's got to clear it. The shot that goes way wide. He picked up by Sturzer. Sturzer. Long pass, knocked down by Romaine. It goes into the territory of the shooters. Miklos
To the other side for
Watts. Along the right-hand side, Watts dumps it into
nice.
Bulldog territory. It's been waved off.
goes into the corner.
Picked up by Sturzer. He's had a lot of time. Checked off. That's Bruno. Bruno, number 21, with it along the right side. Cross ice pass, dangerous. Oh, here comes Signor. He's along with Larissa. Signor cutting in the shot. Oh, it never even got there. It was stopped by Miklos. He fights for it, gets it back for Larissa. He's behind the net. He'll go across, picked up by Romaine Adair, pinching in. Failed to do so. Picked up on the other side by Boychuk. Boychuk makes a nifty move around Dahl there. Over for Adair. Shot. Oh, right on. Saved by Pazovic. Miklos, long pass.
Oh, breakaway.
That was a two-liner. Two-liner.
No, there's no two-liners, remember.
Oh, yes, and there was no whistle on that one.
It's just an incredible...
We thought we heard a whistle from the fans or something, but anyways, it's a big play there by Wilson. Goes back for Kelly. In on Pazovic! Oh, he hit the other side of the net. Had him right down too. Sturzer winding around. The shot right on. And Pazovic made the save on that one.
Incredible action end to end. First Neeser with a complete breakaway, but he couldn't get to the ball first. Wilson beat him to the ball. Goes the other direction, and Miklos fell out of the play and gave it a 2-on-1. And who was it? The teammate, ex-teammate of Steve Pazovic. It was the Harrison going in there, right playing against him. Now here's the replay. Oh, he definitely had him beat. I think Steve, now the big save here off Sturzer was incredible. That's about as good as you can get for the action here in overtime.
Hot and heavy is the action. Face-off coming up to the right of Steve Pazovic. Harrison, Romano, Kelly, goes back for Robinson. The shot that went off a stick went high. That's the forward combination for the Bulldogs. Kelly along the boards, sent back in. Ooh, and that went into dangerous in front of Pazovic. Here's Harrison looking for the open man, checked off by Linden. He still got it. Try to make the play. He can't. There's nowhere to pass out in front. Went off a body. Went over that. Kelly picked it up. Kelly in front. Linden.
And that went off the
And
net.
it went outside.
It's about as safe
playing
as a play as you
surface.
can do. Just shoot it up and out and anywhere, because, man, when there's players surrounded, swarming around you, those Bulldogs, they're just playing in incredible intensity right now. But the shooters are up to par. They're holding them back.
They're holding them back. They're not letting him get those shots away.
Not getting the scoring chances, but if you don't get scoring chances and you're in overtime, all that matters is that one shot, that one ball that goes across that red line against the other team that matters, because in the end it's going to be the last shot that wins, that goes across.
What a game we've had tonight.
This is just as exciting as it can get.
Could be the greatest of all time. Goes back. It'll go back to Linden around the boards. Be chased by Kelly. Kelly try to freeze it. No, he sends it back. Adair in front.
Oh,
Scooped up by
Pazovic.
Pazovic. He's really been put to the test. We thought we'd remind you fans that there's 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in this first period of overtime. Pending sudden goal, of course. It's keeping us well into the late hours here. Goes into past the line here. Robinson up at center, across the boards for Harrison. The shot, that was blocked by Linden. Linden and Goddard have to come up big several times tonight, making blocks on shots. It's off the boards again, picked up by Thomas. Thomas in across the line. Robinson will intercept it. He won't get it out. Oh, Wilson mistapped that. Wilson's let a couple of bad ones go like that. It's Mueller in front. Adair is fighting him off. Adair will come up with it. Over for on the outside for Kelly. Kelly over for Harrison. 3-on-2. Here's Harrison. Winding up the shot. Ooh.
Oh, over shoulder. No.
They score!
Oh.
They score!
Chest.
It's all over! I don't believe it. That was Romano.
No.
Wait.
Maybe overruled. Is it offside possibly? Wait.
Oh, it's no goal.
No goal because remember the goal.
It went off his foot. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Off of his glove. We have to see a replay. This is incredible. This is as incredible as you can go. It could have went off his glove, and the rule is, it states strictly in the rule book, anything off of a glove is not a goal.
Looked like it went off his leg, but it's hard to tell from this angle. Now, you know,
that's twice now. On a replay.
That's twice now.
Here it is.
Here it is. Take it.
And that play definitely looks like it went off of his shooters. Arm, so if it's off the glove, we all know. If it's off the glove, it's no goal.
Yeah.
And it states.
But you got another camera angle now. It appeared as though it hit his leg, around his knee area, and went into the thing. But it was directed. Now listen. Now wait a second. Now let's just get back to. Let's get back down here. Cal, this is twice now that the shooters of the Bulldogs have thought they've scored the winning goal and have been denied. Now, do you think that will affect their momentum at all in this overtime period? Now, we are coming to the end of the period.
Emotional-wise, sure, it can. It hurts you a lot because you've put all your work into that one play and it lets you down. Now you have to recover from that, and it could slow you down because you're thinking that you've been denied, and it's very emotional.
Minute 34 seconds left in this first period of sudden death overtime. Picked up by Adair. Look out. Here comes Bolstead 2-on-1 with Romain. Checked away by Robinson. Romano, he's getting past Watts on the other side. Watts fights him off. Picked up by Romano. They're in the corner now. Minute 17 seconds. Romano will pick it up. Cleared by Miklos. Bolstead over for Romain. We got a 2-on-2. Romain at center. Dumps it into Bulldog territory. Picked up by Adair. Adair and Robinson have had a lot of time tonight. Romano. Across the line, it's the shot that went wide. It'll be gloved by Wilson on the long shot by Appleman. 55 seconds left in this first period.
That's incredible.
Overtime.
I know it must be frustrating as all heck for George Patello. He cannot believe it. The whole bench came off the whole player. Every player came off the bench.
Listen. Do we go into a second period of sudden death, or do we go into a shootout?
It goes definitely into a second period of 10-minute overtime, and then it goes into a shootout.
Okay. Wouldn't that be something if you fans get to see a shootout?
Yeah.
I've experienced one. 1983 against Rick Aslan Ballers in Kenilworth Arena. It was pouring cats and dogs out that arena. Marchuk, he had the winner on that one in the shootout. Anyways, 4-all to score. 55 seconds left. Goes back. Oh, dangerously. That'll be Boychuk, I believe, picking it up. He'll go over for number 10. That is Romano Allen. Here we go. We got 44 seconds. Warwick along the right-hand side, cutting it on Pazovic. Checked off beautifully there. I think that was Miklos. But Warwick comes up with it again. Warwick out in front. Oh, that went around. Warwick will pick it up again. Knocked away by Miklos. On the other side, that's Appleman. Appleman sends it down. The referee got in the way. Boychuk, he'll come up with it again. Boychuk, he's got a couple of men open. And he wasn't looking. The shot is offside.
Late offside. Hard to call. No, that was questionable. I think there was a mistake there. Looks like a little bit of controversial there.
And the Bulldogs have apparently got a warning from the bench.
But I guess it must be the signals. You have to watch carefully. If you don't watch the referee, when he holds his hand out and says it's offside, that's what you have to go by.
Well, that's the kind of fans, ladies and gentlemen, that we get. Very enthusiastic fans. They're a credit to the fans in this arena here for coming out and supporting their sons in this big, important game, what have you. 19 seconds left in this first overtime period. 4 goals to score. Bulldogs and the Shooters for the Tier 2 championship. Bruno whistles that one out. Somebody got hit in the side of the head. They're okay.
But she'll be
no
okay.
Big deal. 15 seconds left. The face-off will be redone.
15 seconds, that's right. Boy, this is really, really...
Yeah, this is really turning into being a long game. We're getting into late hours here.
Fan that got hit by the ball up there.
Late hours on this Friday evening. Goes back now, he clears it again. And it hit the rafters. At least that's what they claim. I didn't quite see anything on that.
Sometimes when it hits just in between the rafters, it's...
Oh, yeah, right. Face off just inside the line. He's sent back. Goddard will send it into Wilson. Wilson will clear it dangerously. Goes back for Goddard. He'll send it across for Linden. Backhands it into the territory.
That's it for this
and
game.
The first overtime period is over. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a quick break, and then we'll rejoin you for the second overtime in this Tier 2 championship. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start a historic second overtime period. This has been one of the longest games of all time in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association, especially televised ones. This is the Tier 2 championship. The score is tied at 4 between the Bulldogs and the Shooters. Steve Posvic in goal for the Shooters. Jack Wilson in goal. Steve Wilson in goal for the
another 10 minutes.
Bulldogs. 10 minutes overtime. If they fail to score sudden death overtime here, ladies and gentlemen, we will go to a shootout. Okay, it's Bulstead in across the line, stopped there by Adair. He'll come out center. It'll be chased there by Signor. Be sent back out, picked up by Robinson. He sends it across for Larissa. The shot. Ooh, and that went wide. Signor rebound. Went high on the other side. Romaine sends it back for Robinson. Robinson will keep it in. Moving in, winding up the shot. Right on, and Linden stopped that one. Send it in into Bulldog territory. A combination of Adair and Robinson have easily played what? 40 minutes tonight?
40 minutes tonight.
Easy. Okay, it's along the right-hand side. There's Sturzer. He's had a lot of time tonight. Goes around the boards, be picked up by Signor. Signor looking for the open man. Across, be picked up there by Meeser. Meeser in across the right-hand side of the line. Trying to go around Adair, picked up by Signor, who came back for that one. Signor stops. Tries to pass it across. Mission 7. Oh, and that hit Robinson in the face. The slap shot by Preach.
That went off of the side of the helmet, off of Robinson. I don't think he knew that one was coming out. It's a little bit of a mistaken play there by Signor, as he looked like he was going to try and get it over to
Adair.
Adair is the defenseman there, but Adair was more or less staying at home, trying to make sure that nobody in front of the net was going to get loose, and evidently was knocked down there by the Shooter defense, and he got a good clean shot on net. Well, okay, not on net, but off of Robinson's helmet. And it's a little scary moment there for a second for the Bulldogs.
Face off to the left of Wilson. Sturzer. He's out there with Signor and Laritza. Goes back. Blocked by Sturzer. Sturzer along the right-hand side. Can get past the man. Goes out front for Meeser. Meeser sends it back. The shot. Right on, rebound! Oh, Wilson, and Adair came in here and belted Miklos in the face.
That was a pretty dangerous move.
Is he going to go off?
I could be getting 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to send him off.
That was bad play there. It's going to be a roughing penalty because he gave him one too many shots. Adair could have cost him a big. Here's the replay. 1, 2, almost 3 whacks at it, and then he hits him after the play had been whistled down.
Well, here's the big test for the Bulldogs, ladies and gentlemen. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the fourth period. That's second of overtime. The face-off will be to the left of Wilson. The Bulldogs will go on the power play. We will set that up for you now. Meeser, Appleman, and Preach, understandably, will go out there on the power play, along with Miklos and Watts. And on the other side, we'll set that up. Sturzer will send it back for Boychuk. Boychuk clears it down. We got a breakaway. Larissa in on Posvic. Posvic will get it and he'll clear it to the boards. Larissa will pick it up, send it back.
Oh, I don't believe it. Save by Miklos.
Sturzer. Rebound. Larissa will come back for Boychuk. Whoa. Boychuk.
Holy Toledo.
He sends it in for Sturzer. Sturzer cutting in the shot.
Oh!
Pazovic with the glove save. Sends it back down for Wilson.
Right on net.
Wilson will send it over for Robinson. He'll be going around that end-to-end action here. Robinson winds up. He'll just shoot it down the ice, down the surface, and be picked up by Miklos. Oh, unbelievable. Two glorious opportunity for the Bulldogs. Short-handed yet. Robinson along the boards. He tried to check Appleman. He falls down. Be picked up by that Boychuk. Robinson failed to clear it. It's in the corner now. It goes back for Watts. Watts winds up the shot. Wilson, the big save. Robinson knocks it away.
Good play by
Robinson puts it on the other side. It'll be picked up by Miklos. Miklos just inside center. Miklos with it. Sends it back in for Appleman. Appleman looking for the open man coming in. Picked up by Boychuk. He golfs it out. Be kept in by Miklos. Inside the line. Miklos picked up by Sturzer. He won't have enough gas to pick it up. Watts will pick it up. Watts on the other side for Miklos. Miklos, 7:09 left. The long shot over the net picked up by Boychuk. Oh, Priest got it. In front. Oh, and that went off of Robinson's face. It's Boychuk. He golfs it down the ice.
Penalty's almost over.
Penalty's almost over. Oh, geez, what a last 2 minutes of action. Short-handed yet they had two opportunities. In across the line. That's
Offside.
Thomas called on the offside.
That was a tough call. I mean, it was he had his foot just over the line, so it's offside. And since he had his foot over the line, that's not a controlled offside. What that is it's a pass offside. So it goes all the way back to where the pass was initially made, and that is right back inside their own zone. This is costly because the penalty's almost over.
Good point.
Bulldogs will have a player coming out.
Good point. Face-off coming up to the left of Pazovic. Kelly is out there with Romano along with Boychuk and Bruno. Face-off, Romano goes back, picked up by Linden. Linden across the other side.
He's out now.
It's out. The penalty has expired. They're back at full strength. Bruno chasing it. Two men in. That's Dealey chasing it right now. Along with Bruno out in front, picked up by Boychuk. Boychuk lobs it out. It's picked up by Romano. Across for Kelly. Too far. Picked up by Goddard. In across the line. Goddard centers it. Kelly. Linden. Ooh, and that went digs out in front and covered up by
Goddard
Wilson.
Was there all alone. That was close. Goddard made a beautiful rush inside the zone there, and he just sort of tried to lazily dump it into the zone, hoping that somebody would pick it up. And a nice play there by Linden just to shoot it towards the net, and hoping to jump on that was Goddard, but the ball came right back to Steve Wilson inside his crease area. This is very tense. I've never seen it quite so tense and so much electricity in the crowd. Everybody is just hush hush, and every rush.
Face-off goes back. That was Miklos taking the face-off. It goes around the boards, picked up by Kelly. Long pass for Harrison, went off Bolstad's stick and went out of the playing surface.
Boy.
We get a face-off around the center line.
Nobody would ever believe this. Double overtime?
Yeah, never mind that. We're also facing the possibility of a shootout. Wouldn't that be exciting? I know that hockey traditionalists, ball hockey traditionalists believe that the game should be finished in the game. In an overtime or something, not with a shootout and everything, but of course there are time restrictions. Videotron have their own schedule, so whatever. Okay,
also.
Yeah, ball hockey most importantly, of course, and arena time and all that. Okay, Harrison along the right-hand side, the long shot. Ooh, and Pazovic made the save. That looked routine to me. Goes out in front, picked up by Harrison. The shot for Kelly. Stopped by Pazovic. Kelly behind the net. Still with it, circling in front. Robinson couldn't get his proper wood on it. It goes back. It's along the boards now. It'll be Goddard picking it up. Goddard sends it around for Linden, intercepted by Harrison in front. Oh, it's knocked away. Linden cleared it over the boards, hit the score clock. Face-off coming up, I believe, to the left of Steve Pazovic. 5 minutes and 31 seconds remaining.
Well, you can see they're getting brave. Robinson made that move that you more or less, that how the defenseman rushes into that slot area whenever there's control in the corner. They just pass it out, and hopefully, Robinson could get that one-timer shot. He got it away, but it was just wide of the net to the left, and boy, they missed on that big opportunity again. But Steve Pazovic just holding up to that. He must have lost 10, 15 pounds tonight alone on all the heat here.
Here it comes. That's Appleman. He's breaking out along the light side. He's got Priest on the other side. Appleman. Oh, stopped there by Robinson. He lost it. Robinson dangerously clears out in front, but Romano will pick it up. On the other side for Harrison. He's running out of gas a little bit. Over for Kelly on the other side. Kelly back for Harrison. Goes back. It'll go picked up by Preece. Be sent in by, picked up by Robinson. Over for Romano. 5 minutes left in this overtime. Goes across for Harrison. He never picked it up. Be sent in back for Robinson. Over for Romano. Romano. He's got Harrison with him across the line. Sent back out. Here's Meeser. Over for Miklos. Back to Meeser. Checked off by Kelly. He came back on that one. Kelly along with Romano. Back for Kelly. Cutting it on the right hand side on Pozovic. Big save by Pozovic. Comes out for Romano. The shot.
Oh!
Rebound. We got a penalty coming up. We got a penalty coming up. We got a penalty coming up. It'll be on, I missed that. Can we get, did we see
I don't know if we're going to get a replay.
Kelly came in on Pozovic. One shot, rebound came to Romano. He failed to put it in.
There's a replay now coming up.
Here we go.
Con Kelly going in and makes a beautiful, dazzling one-hand stick move, and then Romano stopped there by the defenseman, Tom Watts.
You know, I was going to say on that last play, it seemed like Pozovic was already down when Kelly came in.
I think he was definitely on one knee.
On one knee.
But hard to say what he was going to play a poke check, and then at the last second he realized that Kelly could have beat him on the upstairs. But
4 minutes, 31 seconds left. Power play here for the Bulldogs. Boychuk, Adair, Sturzer, Signor, Laritza. Sturzer definitely out there. We know that. Goddard will try and clear it. Linden will pick it up. Kept in by Boychuk. Boychuk with the big shot. They're setting it up. Here's Boychuk waiting. Over for Adair. The shot. Right on. Oh, picked up by Linden. He clears it. It will go into Bulldog territory. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had 2 penalties called so far in overtime, and both have been in this period. Adair along the right-hand side. Looking for the open man. He's got to be careful now because they're in overtime in the late stages. Signor and across the line. Sending in for Laritza. He probably thought it was Harrison. Goes along the boards, and Adair kept sent back in for Sturzer. The shot that was way high over the net. Picked up by Signor. Signor along the boards looking for the open man. It's been Goddard comes up with it back for Adair. Winds up. The shot. Oh, wide. Signor for it. Kept in by Boychuk. The shot that went off of Ballstead in the corner. Goddard around Laritza for Sturzer. Send it back for Adair. He's got lots of time. Waiting. The shot right over the net.
Oh.
Rebound. Back for Signor. The shot right on. Boychuk over for Adair. Adair. The shot weakly went wide. Picked up by Boychuk. He went around Ballstead. Cutting in.
Oh.
It went down. It went behind the net. Pozovic frees it. In around Laritza. The net's been knocked out.
Off. Oh, that was close. I don't know. That was really close. I think that could have been knocked off intentionally. Hard to say.
You know, I just want to make a comment here, Cal, if I may. You noticed on that power play that Adair had the wide open alley. His biggest mistake was that he sat on it. He did not take the shot. He sat on it way too long. He's been doing that all night long.
Just incredible because like all the chances that
Harrison.
they had.
Harrison will go out.
Well, they've had their shots. I mean, both Adair and Boychuk sitting there on the point getting their shots away.
So they've had their opportunities.
They've had their opportunities. Nothing you can change there. But we've got Robinson and Adair still staying out there. Robinson, if they set him up properly, he can get a one-timer shot a lot better than anybody on the team right now. And he stays in tighter.
It's been cleared. It goes down to Robinson. He's being watched there by number 88, Appleman. Adair, number 89, setting it up for Harrison across the line. Back for Adair. Adair winds up the shot. That was wide. Clearing pass kept in by Robinson. Robinson over for Adair. The one-timer. Oh, went off leg. There's Robinson. Back for Adair. The shot. Low.
Oh!
There's Sturzer. He couldn't poke it towards the net. Pozovic will clear it up again. And Miklos will steer Sturzer away from the net.
Because, boy,
2 minutes, 32 seconds left. And
this is phenomenal. We could never have expected this to be like this.
You couldn't have asked for anything better. Now Warwick will go in there and kick off Rocky Signor.
Fatigue definitely has to be setting in for a number of players, particularly the goalies. And
well, listen. We're going to have our hands full predicting if this thing goes into a shootout. So.
232.
Yeah,
I've never expected this.
232. It's never happened, I believe, since at least the last Overton thing I can remember was 1983, and that involved us, the West Stars, against the Ballers. Out in front, Sturzer couldn't get it. He's had a lot of time tonight, easily, almost
Penalty's
an hour.
over.
Goes back. Penalty has expired, ladies and gentlemen. It's now Goddard leading a rush in across the line. He gets past Adair. He goes back with it, sends it back for Thomas. Thomas, the weak shot. blocked by Robinson, a candidate for the MVP of the game. Robinson, over for Harrison, 2:11 left. The shot, that was blocked. That was blocked by Miklos. Scooped out. Warwick's run out of steam. He couldn't keep it in. Warwick sends it in for Harrison.
Nice move.
Gets past his man for Robinson. He winds up with the shot by
Breakaway
Godwin
pass.
it down.
Oh.
Warwick, he's chasing Meeser. Meeser has come up with it. It's back for Thomas. Thomas along the other side, out in front. Boychuk will have to chase it. Boychuk loses it, picked up by Warwick. Warwick up for Harrison. He's with Sturzer. Here's Harrison. He cuts in. He's cutting to left up, buzzer coming in. He shoots way high over the net. Sturzer will pick it up. Oh, he lost it. It goes
Meeser's looking for the breakaway pass up there.
Yeah, Sturzer looking for the big guy. Here comes Boychuk. Boychuk in for Sturzer. Sturzer cutting in on Posmic on the other side. He's got it. The shot by Posmic will glove it. 1 minute and 13 seconds left in this second overtime period.
I can't believe the chances they've
Okay,
had.
listen. Cal, I might as well ask you now because I don't know if we'll have a whistle in the next minute and 13 seconds, but let me ask you this question. At this point in time, would you dare to comment at all who might be favored in a shootout? And I ask you this because you know more about the second division than I know.
I would have to pick the Bulldogs in this particular choice because, don't forget, it's the first 5 they choose.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe it goes by the starting lineup. I could be wrong, but they do choose by the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Now, the shooters on the players that can shoot well on the shooters team definitely would have to be players like Mueller, Meeser, Preach, but I can count at least 7 players right off the bat on the Bulldogs.
Okay.
On any given night, they can score.
How about
like
the
that.
goal? How about the suspect goaltending of Wilson so far?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's back in this game, and he knows.
Okay. Yeah, he's played awfully well in most cases. Anyways, it goes back. It'll be Linden. He's going to clear it across the boards. It'll be picked up there on the other side. It'll be shot back in. That's Romano Baldessari along with it out in front. Back for Allen. It'll be cleared. Here goes, we can't pick it up. Priest chasing it. Adair will clear it. Icing.
50
with
seconds
50
left.
seconds
Boy,
left.
That could be really hurting. Have to watch who's going to be out there in the last few minutes. Last 50 seconds.
That's a very interesting point. We were talking about a possible shootout earlier. Cal, I was going to say, have you ever witnessed a shootout?
I've witnessed a few shootouts, as a matter of fact. In the other league, the EBHA had a very tense shootout in Tier 1. I also seen one a couple of years ago, but this was only in the playoffs. It wasn't any big championship game, anything like this whatsoever. But I did see it go down to an incredible, last fifth player that
I remember now. I believe there was one between the Mongooses. They were involved in 1 year. Back around 85. They went to
the Spots, possibly.
Yeah, against the Spots. That's right.
It was the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or no, second round of the playoffs.
They went to the 9th shooter, didn't they?
9th shooter.
The first 5, then 4 after that.
That's right.
Who'll ever forget that? Okay, here we go. It goes back. Here's Sturzer, the shot. That was blocked. Bolstead will knock it down.
Another ice.
We got icing. I don't know if Boychuk will get there in time.
Appleman doing a good job running him out. Oh, but he's still got to touch the ball. He does.
No, it's been waved off. Here it comes. Appleman in front. The shot. Wilson saved. They can't clear it. It goes in the corner. Kelly will get it out. 27 seconds left. Here's Sturzer. He's out there with
nice pass.
Signor over for the other side for Kelly cutting in. He can't get in front. There were 3 shooters right on top of him. 15 seconds left. Long pass for Appleman. Being watched by Boychuk. He goes down. He gets around Boychuk. Adair will try and pick it up. He does. It's in the corner. Meeser standing alone in front, picked up by Adair.
Shootout.
And ladies and gentlemen, we will go to a shootout. We're going to go to a shootout. Ladies and gentlemen, we will break quickly and we'll return right after these short messages for the shootout. First time ever in a Tier 2 championship. Ball hockey fans everywhere, if you're still watching this game, we are about to enter the shootout. We've had 2 regular periods. We've gone through 2 periods of sudden death overtime. We are about to enter the shootout. Now this is the procedure. Each team will pick 5 shooters. The one with the most goals at the end of the 5 shooters will win the shootout. If it's still tied, then each team will pick 1 shooter and to decide the winner. Now apparently the home team, which is the Bulldogs, they have chosen which net to be shot at. So they will be, you will see the goaltender Wilson start the shootout, and then the goaltender will stay there, and Pazovic will be in his end, and each team will shoot against the opposing goaltender. Now, we will be going over the players, player by player, as to who has been selected in the opening 5 for each team. Okay, it's like regular penalty shot rules, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe the shooters will shoot first. Will be number 44, Meeser.
You're on Steve Wilson. This is a test. This is a big test.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, each team gets 5 shots, five shooters. Here comes Meeser. And across the line in on Wilson. Oh! No, he does not get a rebound. Deflector saved by Wilson. And now the big man, number 19, Sturzer, will shoot for the Bulldogs. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, each team gets 5 shooters, no rebounds, regular penalty shot rules. And I might add, ladies and gentlemen, that the entire arena are on their feet for this. And it's rather unfortunate that the championship has to be settled in a shootout, but because of the rules in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association, Videotron, time constraints, arena time, whatever, it has to be settled this way. Here comes Sturzer, in on Steve Pazovic. Pazovic, the goaltender for the shooters. Sturzer. Oh, he went up high on Pazovic.
There's number 1.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Bulldogs are up by 1 goal.
It could go as few as 3 shots. We know for a fact that if the Bulldogs, let's say they get the next 2 goals,
yes,
and then the shooters shoot their third one, and they do not score in their third one, that it's an automatic victory. We know that for a fact.
For the Bulldogs, as they lead 1-0.
1-0 so far, and after 2 shooters, 1 each.
Now, number 10, Pete Mueller, longtime veteran in the Capital City Ball Hockey Association, started in 1983 with the Ballers, and has moved on since. Here comes Mueller, in on Wilson. And the save by Wilson.
That's 2.
On Mueller. That's 2. You know, Cal, I'm interested. You've got to figure that Harrison, Signor are somewhere in the plans of the top 5.
Yeah, Harrison and Signor. I would think his anchor would be Signor.
But Larissa will go for the Bulldogs.
Well, that's quite the difference there, boy. I would have expected Mueller to at least come in a little wider. He slowed, he hesitated as he got to the net, and that gave Wilson time to set up and get a nice glove pat out and give him minimal net to shoot at.
This is Henry Federici along with Cal Gould. Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing on our feet here for the shootout to determine the winner and champion of the Tier 2 division in the Capital City. Here comes Larissa. Oh, and Pazovic made the stick save.
Still 1-0 Bulldogs.
Still 1-0. Larissa went far on Pazovic. He tried to go up high, but Pazovic was there with the stick save. As Miklos will go now on Wilson. Here comes Miklos. And he scores! On Wilson, tie score. Harrison.
This is incredible. This is about as much rivalry as you can build up throughout the year. Just as much rivalry as possible. Like these teams have been throat to throat all year. They've beat each other once. They've gone through the playoff round and had the closest possible record you can have going into a championship final.
How's this for irony?
Irony.
Pazovic and Harrison together for so many years. The Canucks, the Ballers. The list goes on.
The Stingers.
Stingers, right. Harrison. And a save by Pazovic.
Now it's exactly tied. Everybody's had one shot each.
Yes.
And we have 1 goal each. Now it comes down to these last 2 shooters. There's 2 more on each team.
And the Bulldogs will have the last shot. Well, here will come Goddard, Dean Goddard, number 9, for the shooters. Coming in on Wilson. Very tense now on the Bulldog bench, as is on the shooter bench. Oh!
Save.
Oh, what a save by Wilson with the glove. Oh, he nabbed that one out of the air. I thought that was in for sure. Oh. Wilson came up big when he had to. And now Romano will go for the Bulldogs. Yeah.
It's probably going to be Signora shooting last. Oh, he never even got the shot on net.
Rolled off his stick. Pazovic, I'm glad he's glad that happened. So now we will go down to the 5th shooter, I guess.
The 5th shooter. This is
Fifth
it. The
shooter
final
coming
shooter
up.
for the Bulldog. For the
Appleman.
Appleman. It's going to be Appleman. Now we've had them all shoot. So.
And Signor is, we understand, shooting last. Shooting last for the Bulldogs.
There's the big enough piece of ice that's going to cool him off tonight.
This is as hot as this building can get. And here we go. This is Rob Appleman, one of the top scorers for the Bulldog, for the shooters. Rob Appleman. No.
Oh, yeah, he went right past Wilson. Now, Wilson's got his hands up right now, but it's not over yet. Appleman came in on Wilson. He thought he was going to go around him,
he
but
thought so too.
He got the stick in the way, and the ball rolled past the net behind
now,
the line.
all the chips are on one player
Rocky
from the
Signor,
Bulldogs,
let me tell you something.
and
Rocky
one player
Signor,
from the shooters.
long-time Canuck,
You know,
stinger. Hey, I tell you what, he knows Pozic better than anybody on this Bulldog bench. I've seen him, he's been around for many years. Here's his moment of glory. It's a spotlight. He's never won a championship. He can do it here tonight.
This is the buddy after buddy on buddy here.
Here we go. Signor. Oh, and Pozic with the big save.
I can't believe this. We're going to another round.
We're
another
go,
group.
okay. Now,
another
ladies
group
and
of
gentlemen,
5.
let me explain what the procedure is here. Each team has used up its 5 shooters. These shooters will not shoot again unless the rotation comes back to them. Each coach will choose one player at a time to go in. It will be one round at a time, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever scores, it will win the championship. I have just noticed that I believe that Robinson will be the next shooter. Either him or it'll be Kelly. We'll watch on that one. Yes, well, I tell you what, we're going to the wee hours of the morning.
Look at the crowd here. Look at the crowd.
You know, it's been almost 3 hours here. 3 hours of ball hockey action, at least that we've been here.
Now they're choosing their other 5 on each side.
Yeah.
Might be the slow point, but I guess it's the calm before the storm.
You know, Kel, I was going to say, going
Shootout.
back to the mid-'80s, when we saw that shootout between the G-Spots and the Mongoose team, it was a nobody who scored the goal. It was Donzelman.
Exactly.
A checker,
nobody, that's
who
right.
scored the winning goal.
You had the guys out there, Joe Paffratz, you had the Lawrences, you had it was like all the big player names. And then you might pick somebody like, who out of nowhere?
Warwick. It could be a guy like
Warwick. That's right. Or an Allen.
Or
from the
Jeff Romaine.
Or Jeff Romaine. Or James Dahl.
Jeff Romaine has played quite a game, I might add.
These guys
in checking capacity.
They've
throughout the whole
played
series.
a great game, but they are not expected to be the heroes that would score the big goal that would be the winner. And that could be the one, the guy who scores the last one that could break the camel's back. Yes, this is it. They scored 1 goal each on either side. The players that scored in that first group of shootouts was Kevin Sturzer and Gary Miklos. All got the goals in the first round. That's a good way to do it. We have a 4-4 score in the first, in the regular play, that is throughout the overtime, and then as you can take a look in the shootout, in the first round we had like 1 goal scored on either side, and well, basically what happens in that 0-0 slot on the right hand side, whoever gets that goal that's going to win it, that's what's going to matter. Kind of strange looking, but I've never been to a position this far where
set the record once and for all.
It's still going to be a 5-4 win when the final goal is scored. All these goals that are scored in the shootout don't matter, and they don't count, but the one winning goal, the goal that's going to be the last one that wins, will be considered the winning goal.
And it is Preach. Preach will start things off in extra innings, and I believe Warwick will get the other shot for the Bulldogs. Here comes Preach. Big save by Wilson. The glove again.
Big save. Oh, that was so cool of him. That was just incredible. I can't believe he just stood up to that shot, and Breach had nowhere to go with it. He tried to go upstairs, but no luck.
Cal, even now, Baldassare will shoot for the Bulldogs. Now, even if it should be ended now or down the road, you must admit that both Steve Pozic himself, this, in my opinion, has been one of the greatest games I've ever seen Steve Pozic play.
That's true.
Yeah. And he's playing with sore ribs, by the way, too. Pozic made the save. I think he hit the side of the net. Side of the net.
Oh, that's another shot. 1 shot each again. And the next shooter is going to be Greg Linden, the little pup up there to take his big shot. A defenseman, that's right. I think this is not the first defenseman. Miklos was the one who got the goal, and that's his partner, Miklos and Linden, who have been playing for a long time. together. Greg Linden. Oh!
Bad save there by Wilson on Linden.
I think they're running straight at Wilson. When you're running straight at Wilson, he knows exactly how to set up. I think if you come in a little bit of an angle play, but then mind you, the way Miklo scored against him, he shot it low and by his leg, but
now you get
Warwick,
a utility player. He could end it all here. Here comes Warwick. Score! Warwick! He's ended it! The Bulldogs are the 19th!
No, they go through 5. No, they go through 5. They go through 5.
Oh, that's all right.
That's second. That's the second shooter, and he scored. Now we have Geoff Romaine.
Geoff Romaine.
No.
Save, beautiful arm save by Wilson on Romaine. Romaine had him down. All he had to do is go up high.
Con Kelly's coming up to shoot.
This is my man. I believe he's been one of the better players for the Bulldogs all series long throughout the playoffs.
Now, if he scores,
it's going to be an extremely big goal.
If he scores, and then the next shooter goes up to shoot and does not score, the Bulldogs will win. But he has to score in order for it to go to that fourth player to be stopped by them. No,
bad save by Pazovic. Surprise!
Three each, and it's one extra goal for the final two shooters.
Oh, he hit the side of the net.
Okay,
had Wilson down.
Okay, if he shoots and scores, it's over.
Okay.
We have to remember that.
That's right. If Boychuk could end it all here.
If he doesn't, then it'll come down to the last shot from the shooter, and he would have to score in order for it to continue. If he shoots and scores, it's over.
So Pazovic has to stop this, and like I say, Pazovic, this is probably his greatest game of all time.
This is probably the biggest save he's ever going to have to make, I think.
Exactly. Oh, he on it. Pazovic right there.
Stands up to the challenge.
So now we're going to go to the 5th shot of the shooters.
That's right. If he makes the save, the game is over.
Right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's just shift your attention now to number 27, Steve Wilson. If Wilson saves this shot coming up,
the game is over.
The game and the series is over, and the Bulldogs will win the championship.
Boy, that's interesting.
And I believe right after that, we will shift down the floor level to Sandra Jaworski.
That's right.
For the award presentations.
I'm not sure what the confusion is here, but he's about to go. Dean Goddard.
Yes, Goddard. Oh, he did it! Wilson did it! Ladies and gentlemen, the Bulldogs are the 1989 Tier 2 Capital City Ball Hockey Association champions. And we'd like to remind you we'll be shifting to floor level very shortly for the gold medal presentations.
Just incredible. This has been fantastic. Go right ahead. I can't call for a better game. Never, ever.